up, and we're gonna wait a second to make sure everything's green. Oh goodness. Alright, stream is starting. There goes the notification.
One of my favorite things on King's Row is to find the glitchiest spots for turrets. Because I've had a friend act... Because, you know the one hover car next to, the first point?
Mm-hmm.
Or the only point, rather? I've seen, one of my friends accidentally shove the turret underneath it. And it can still fire out.
That's where I love to put my Symmetra turrets, is underneath, hover cars. Because nobody ever looks there. I had a turret last the entire point there.
Alright, so let's see, let's hit that.
And everyone's like, what's hitting us? But we're walking out of spawn!
He got 2 kills with it before they finally wisened up, and one of them switched to Junkrat to destroy it. And we've always tried to replicate it on King's Row when we're the defenders, but I think it got passed because that was like 6 months ago. And we've never been able to replicate it since.
Okay, so we ready for the opening sequence?
Yes.
Alright. And go. Oh god damn it, I did it again.
Well, no, I was playing the second part.
Alright. Welcome to Red Ranger Rangers, or R Cubed, as I've been told it's called.
Yep.
And this episode, episode 4, I'm deeming "Turn Your Head and Cough, Please." And where we last left the Red Ranger Rangers was
everyone was
lost
sleeping.
father, who I didn't know was long or lost.
is that they've come across Doc O'Malley. No, is his name O'Malley?
Doc Dufresne.
Doc Dufresne, that's right.
Dufresne.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been 2
He
weeks.
compared my father to a killer. Hey.
Hey, he was one in the show at one point.
Yeah, we don't talk about that time. Literally, he's never...
I haven't had a killing spree since my last residency.
And so Doc
And
Dufresne...
that was mostly on accident.
Doc Dufresne has been found by the Red Ranger Rangers, who have been in need of help after Simmons got shot through the arm, and Lightest Red realized that Simmons means more than he realized. So let's move over to the med bay. You guys were asleep.
Still on the floor.
Yes.
With the sniper rifle laying on his face.
And so this is where you guys left off.
Be giving the prisoner a weapon, but honestly, Church is about as useless with that sniper rifle as without it.
Yeah, I'm not sure you could kill anyone with a grenade.
Okay, so the night has passed. You guys have rested, and I mean, I'm sure Simmons' blood hasn't regenerated in that one day, but you know, I mean, it's probably not even been a day. It's probably been like a few hours, maybe. I don't know. That being said, though,
I know how medical stuff works. That's why I'm a medic.
That being said, I do have a couple things in the handouts. There is a episode 4 custom regular turn.
Oh yay, we get new turns!
This one is for everybody, and then Lightest, you get your own special turn that you actually get to keep from now on.
I like the name of it.
Yes, it's called the Simmons turn. And you can actually read the effect if you so wish. Doesn't matter.
Looking at everybody's custom regular turn. We are capable of engaging a single foe in one-on-one combat. If you do, all surrounding humans will leave you and that ally alone. It's a regular turn, okay.
Yes, but
Side effect, overpower enemies in this episode cannot be killed by fighting techniques stumbled upon.
Basically all of your fighting stuff.
Yeah.
But
excuse you, I had one fighting thing.
Yeah.
Engaged in one-on-one combat, or the squad.
Unless they are engaged in one-on-one combat, or the squad can target one of them with their ultimate attack.
Yes. This turn...
It's basically if we throw an exploding giant spider at them.
Yes, basically. And I just thought this would be an interesting way to go about setting up
Getting
the battles.
rid of our insta-kills.
Yeah, that too!
Yeah, we were a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good touch. I have the Simmons turn. When Simmons is in danger, Lightish can overcome dangers and burdening circumstances in order to save him. Side effect, if Simmons is in danger, I have to use this on my coming turn unless Simmons is saved by someone else first. I feel like I would have probably done that anyway.
Yeah.
But now it's going to cost me one of my billion tokens!
Yeah.
A little bit of balance to the game.
Start spending them.
I can give them to you guys. Keep that in mind. Lightish is the only one who can exchange tokens.
I think...
Well, I can technically grant others tokens,
Yeah,
but it requires a very specific circumstance.
Yeah, he has to prove what he has learned to others in order for them to receive a token. Like the person who he's proving
Lopez
to.
just puts on a Kyle hat in South Park. I learned something today.
And I'm like, wow, you really did. And then you just, all of a sudden you have one.
I'd imagine Storage has about 1 billion tokens from that by now.
Alright, so... please begin how you want to start this next event. And...
The music just suddenly cuts
Oh,
off.
God.
That's been playing all night. No, I meant the music that Lopez was doing.
Oh. And you're right, I did leave.
That's been playing the entire night.
And also...
I appreciate the mood music, Lopez. You know how to get to a man's heart.
I'm just going to leave my grenade launcher in the chair for a moment.
Lopez gets up from his rest.
Don't ask how I got sideways.
Of cuddling with his grenade launcher, and Tex, having thrown his sniper rifle on top of Church's head after knocking him out of the bed that he was so daintily put on to recover, is now fast asleep as the day starts to break anew. And Doc finally eventually gets up. He's like, "Oh, it's a new day, guys. How's the patient doing? Let me bring him to the front." So it's like, well, there's a little bit of blood on the sheets, but I hear that's normal when you get shot.
The sheets are red anyways.
He goes, though it could also be barbecue sauce because that is also in the bed.
Yeah, that's underneath Simmons.
Barbecue sauce is just on Lightish. The bed just happens to be underneath Lightish.
He's like, so, I'd offer you guys food, but no one's brought breakfast yet, and I'm sure they probably...
Do they, just leave you in this room and bring you food? You're like the pet?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think of it as like a guest.
Dad, I think of it more like a pet. Dad, you're a blue bitch.
Well, I mean, like... I think of it in the most positive way possible. Else this would be a very difficult situation, son.
Blue bitch.
He kind of like glowers at Tex for his little comment. And he's like, well, looks like no one's getting any breakfast today then.
Hey, I'm your son!
Oh, no, son, you do!
So hard that for just a moment he disconnected.
Wait, what was that? Did someone disconnect?
Yeah, for just a moment Zach disconnected from roll 20.
Oh, okay,
After you
gotcha.
said that.
Gotcha.
He's really not getting any.
Yeah.
No breakfast for him. He can't even be in the stream anymore.
It's like, oh, that's right. I forgot. This guy's from the blue team. That's Church, right? Man.
Yeah.
So
We've been here
Another
for
one
like
blew him up.
16 hours, and you just now realizing this fact.
Well, I mean, maybe it was the sniper rifle on his head. I mean, he looks different.
Speaking of a new haircut, actually.
He's more recognizable with a sniper rifle in his hands. But yes, that is Church. We kind of exploded him several
He
times.
got it.
He kind of turns back to Church. He's like, I mean, a sniper rifle in your hair is kind of like an odd style choice to go, but, I don't judge,
As far as stylistic choices go, it's not the worst.
I retrieve my sniper rifle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up my grenade launcher.
We'll just...
I still
We'll see
don't
what
have
holds
a
to that.
weapon. My weapon is my winning personality.
You temporarily had your face spiders.
So like Doc like walks over to this panel and he's just pushing buttons on it. You know, and he's like,
I have no idea what this stuff does.
He hears like a beep noise and he kind of like pulls his hand back a bit startled. He kind of takes a step back.
Yeah, last time that happened, I got electrocuted.
And let me turn down the music a little bit here. He's like, so, son, you gonna get out of bed, or are you content where you are?
I'm pretty comfortable.
I have a feeling that that's not good for the dying person in the bed.
He's not dying, he's fine.
Well, I mean, I
He'll be cured by the power of medicine and love.
Well, I haven't done any medicine yet, so I hope your love's enough, son.
Just stand up, hold on. I'll be back. It's okay. You're gonna be alright.
You kind of hear, like, Simmons, like, be like,
I'm gonna find probably a real doctor. With a medical license.
Yeah.
If you wanted
preferably one with a medical license.
Well, if you wanted a real doctor, why did you come to a med bay? I mean, no, medics aren't real doctors.
Well, to be fair, we're lost.
Yeah,
Oh.
we kind of just invaded Blue Base, and now we're looking for a way out that doesn't involve the way we came.
Well, that's very
What
unfortunate.
we came has a broken elevator shaft.
We also have no idea where the other three are.
He kind of like sighs and like thinks to himself. He's like, well, that's one of those out here. If the Blues catch in here, it's not gonna be fun for you guys or me.
We both prefer not to see this room blown up a few times. Shmuel Lopez slipped into a Star Jackson.
My dog kind of like looks at like his wrist, like he has a watch, but there's nothing there. He's like, if only I knew what time it was. Then I know when they're coming.
9:03.
How do you know this, sir? He kind of like runs over to you, like shakes you a
Did you
little bit.
forget that I'm a robot?
I don't think he ever knew you were a robot, mate. He's not that good of a doctor.
Oh.
He's like, robots?
Well, that cat's out of the bag. Do 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 do.
You mean Skynet's taken over out there?
No.
Yeah, this is just one particular robot that we happen to know.
Yeah, but he can talk and stuff. Like this isn't good. They'll take over the world, son. Do you not understand the dangers? He starts like shaking you violently.
You're not speaking German if
okay.
that happened.
I already
Dad, are
killed
you
John
going through that
Connor.
weird thing about the thing that lived in your head for a while?
We don't talk about
Is
that,
this
son.
PSD? Is this... I mean,
He kind of like
did you ever pick out the curtains, or did O'Malley lie to you about that part?
he kind of like puts like a hand over your mouth. He's like, we don't talk about that, please, we don't talk about this. It's like, shh. I love you too, son. I love you too.
I should point out that if the people I used to be affiliated with some time ago, you'd all be speaking German right now if we did win. Just
So-
putting that
Oh
out
my
there.
god! He's a communist.
So you are
Spanish.
I'm not going to spell it out for you. Read a history book sometime.
You're Spanish?
Dad,
God.
Dad, he's a communist.
The Spanish
One of these
communists.
days,
Hey,
you're all going
not
to
all
die, and it's
not
going
all
to be
communists are
glorious.
Spanish, son.
Okay, that actually made me snort. That one got me.
Like, I thought I raised you better than that.
No, you really didn't, actually. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've been in boarding school in Australia for a while. Otherwise, where did I get this accent?
He kind of looks off to the side and he's like, "Did we move to
Too
Australia?"
much Outback.
I think it was just because we grew, like you were actually raised inside of an Outback Steakhouse, son. I don't think we ever lived in Australia.
Dad, I have memories of the Great Kangaroo Wars that happened in Australia. I fought in those wars.
Well, I mean,
You
we
sure
had
it
a
wasn't
bad.
just like your siblings fighting over food.
I don't have any siblings, actually.
Got me off
Or
guard.
your personalities fighting over food.
Hey, you leave them out of this. Years of therapy told me that's not a thing anymore.
It's like, son, how can you forget our oddly shaped dogs? I mean, they were very vicious and they were rabid, and we had to have them put down.
Dad, those were dingoes and they ate all the other children.
He kind of thinks about it.
They eat babies. They survive on a diet of babies.
He kind of puts like his hand to his chin and kind of like points to like, oh god, my phone. No. God
He
damn
points
it.
to the music.
And he's kind of like he's kind of in thought. And I accidentally answered that call too. So they have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oops.
I hope it's a television.
God damn it. Here, 1 second, guys.
There's that comment got me.
Die.
That was my mom and my niece wanting me to fix cinnamon rolls for them. They are upstairs, so they called me to ask me that.
Wow.
So anyway,
We are lazy.
where were we in all of this?
I might be having some side effects of being descended from a valley, but other than that, we weren't really anywhere.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned that the dingoes ate the rest of his children.
Lopez is just kind of shaking his head in the
And
background.
so like Doc kind of like is like in thought. And he's like, I could have swore that was a bad dream.
It might have been. It might have been years of therapy. I don't know. I don't remember.
Simmons kind of like in the bed, kind of like leans up. He's like,
It's okay,
I
baby.
heard something about kangaroos.
I need blood. Doc's like, he's become a vampire! Where's the garlic?
Sauerkraut, but not much else.
He runs
Yeah,
over.
it's okay. It's okay. I read Twilight. This goes really well for me in book 3.
He runs over and like pins him down. He's like, get the steaks out of the desk.
I pull out an actual Outback steak.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like actually full of states and not states.
Simmons is like moaning and like Simmons is moaning in horrible pain now because he's just holding him down, putting pressure on the gunshot wound. It's
Don't
like,
worry, I have silver grenades.
it's like no, stay away, son. He'll bite you. Do you want to become the undead?
Dad, it's okay. It's okay. I'll live. I'm immune to vampirism. It's part of being an Australian.
Did you get that from your dad? I know that I'm not.
We can
Dad,
always
I
donate.
obviously got it
Luke's
from Dad.
blood.
Is Dad a vampire? No, obviously he's immune.
Here's proof that my dad is immune to vampires. He's not one. I fucking love that logic.
Love this logic.
Oh my god. It was too funny. Oh, yeah.
Do you have a medical record of this church person?
We can give him church's blood.
Well, I mean,
Yes, exactly.
Still church.
Doc walks over. He's like, "Well, I have plenty of records, but they're more the music type instead of the medical type." I mean, I do believe in the healing power of music, though. So I mean, it might help.
Something tells me that's not going to restore all the blood that he's currently losing.
It's like, what? If you put your mind to anything, anything can work. I mean, he might be brain dead, but you know, he can still put his mind to it.
Yes, I have a feeling Ladish wouldn't be happy about that one.
Please, Dad, this is my possible boyfriend in the future. We cannot have him die like the others.
What?
The others?
You're going out with Church in the future? I thought you were a red. I thought I raised you better than this.
Dad, you're literally working with the blue team.
Hey, kidnapping and
I was
working.
married to Tucker.
Unwillingly.
Potatoes, tomatoes.
Also, if we do end up seeing your dad sometime soon, please don't tell him I was kidnapped. He'd just be so upset that he didn't know.
Dad, if you save Simmons, I won't tell Dad.
Well, I see then.
That's a hard choice.
He goes, "Which one's Simmons again?"
The
red
one
one.
with red hair.
He like looks at Simmons. He's like, "The vampire?"
Church.
Yes, the vampire.
See. Like, fine, I'll help him, but you know, don't blame me if vampires start taking over the world after robots started taking over the world.
I promised he won't bite.
Like that communist Spanish guy over there, who's
Yeah.
also a robot.
I'm going to bring this whole roof down on you.
While all this is going on, Tets has just been slowly, just kind of methodically kicking Church in the head.
I've been poking him with medical equipment.
Tex is just a horrible person.
Yeah.
Why do you think he got held back long enough to be going to school with someone young enough to be his son?
Yeah.
They didn't ever want him to leave. They didn't want to unleash that.
So like he like.
They didn't
The
want
world
to
has
do
been
the
protected for
world.
Tex. We can let them out.
So like Doc starts pushing buttons on the bed and stuff, kind of still pretending he's doing things. Still not entirely sure.
I think all you've done now is raise the bed.
Yeah, the bed's like in an inclined position now. Because that'll help his back posture tremendously. He walks over to the bed and pulls the chart out, and the chart is nothing but blank paper.
No, it's not. It's not all blank.
Why do they keep you around exactly?
I drew one picture of a penis. It's on page 3.
Why did I know? Why did I know it was going to be a penis?
Because when is it not?
Because which one of us would not draw a penis? I mean, we drew them all over Church earlier.
That's
Yeah.
true too. So he sees it and he's like, "Who put this smut in this chart?" And he like throws it to the ground. And so
Well,
far,
it doesn't have any medical information in it. At least it's good for something now.
he's like, "Well, I think you told me to try, and I've done everything I could." And he walks away.
Yeah, you looked at a sheet of paper and it was bad.
He was like,
I'm
"What?"
gonna go look for a manual on how to be a medic.
So, while all this is happening, I'm just going to whisper to Tex. I feel like he'd be more of a danger to the Blues than he is a help.
Not to mention, he's kind of a liability if we bring him along. He is half retarded.
Yeah.
He kind of just continues to walk about. He walks back over to him. He's like, he pulls out like a Mickey Mouse Band-Aid and puts it over the bullet wound. Goes, there, I've tried more. Is that better? I can do more things. I can do more things to him, but I don't think they'll do anything.
I
No,
suppose
son.
it's better than what you were doing before,
I know
which
what
was
to do.
nothing.
Guys, I know what to do. I
Does-
remember this
Get him
story.
away from your
Does
dad.
it involve
My
throwing
dad
Church
told
out a
me what to
window?
do. I immediately administer CPR for a bullet wound.
Oh yeah.
Ted starts
I thought
looking
that was
for
for
a window to
bullet
throw
wounds to the
Church out
head.
of.
It doesn't matter where you get shot.
There you go.
It worked on Caboose's toe.
Yeah, but they just rubbed aloe vera on his neck.
So you give him a
It was CPR for a bullet wound to the head and aloe vera if you were shot in the toe.
So
Look, somebody give me some aloe vera and I'm gonna do some CPR.
I think there's some around here somewhere. That cabinet's the one full of duct tape. Ah, here it is.
and Doc's like, duct tape's got a million uses. Actually, we could probably use that to stop the bleeding.
I don't want to hear his screams when you rip it off.
What?
Kick.
It means he's alive. Screams are just
Yes, he's alive and he got a free waxing without the wax.
screams are just happiness covered in pain.
That's what he said when I was being raised, too.
Kick.
That
And-
makes a lot more sense.
And look how happy you are. You
I'm
know,
really happy, to be fair.
it's administering CPR to your lover, you know, and you know you got plenty of friends. Nice to meet all of you. He walks over to Lopez and puts a hand on his shoulder. He goes like, "You're not bad for a communist." Then takes a step back.
I'm just going to take that as a compliment.
He walks over to Tex. He's like, "Keep an eye on that one."
That's who is now kicking Church in the balls.
From a distance.
Repeatedly.
He's like, "Wow, you've got great technique. Have you ever considered being a medic?"
Yes, I heal
That's
people all the
worst
time.
aid.
I cure their headaches with bullets to the head. It works. They no longer feel any pain.
Wow,
That is the definition of worst aid.
worst aid.
That is the definition of that trope.
And so,
Tex Tex plays Mercy in Overwatch, but he's a Pharmacy.
I give him lead aspirins and lead enemas.
Ooh.
God. And so Lightish is performing CPR for a wound. We'll say that you're actually. Let's see. Let me see what I can do here. I will say that you're just being there for someone. That's your turn. And as you do this, Simmons kind of breathing steadies and stuff, and he opens his eyes and realizes that Lightish is on top of him. His eyes kind of widen a little bit. He looks around and realizes he's in a bed.
Don't worry, Simmons. This is just a dream.
And
Go back to sleep.
You kind of just hear a sharp inhalation of air as he realizes what's going on, or at least what he thinks is going on.
Go back to sleep, Simmons.
Hey, he's waking up, you guys.
He's like, "Why are you?" Simmons is like, "Why are you breathing so hard?"
Why do you think I'm breathing so hard, mate? I've been pounding you.
I thought Doc just took a back step for a moment.
His eyes widened like extremely wide, and he's kind of like He's like, "See, son, now he's all upset. See, you should see he's got
give him a nosebleed.
He's got too much blood in him. We gotta get him to get the blood out so go back to sleep."
Dad, don't interfere. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this since junior high.
CPR?
Yes!
Wow, you never said you wanted to be a doctor.
Dad, I wanted to grow up to be just like you and my other dad. I couldn't remember which one, so I just took both career paths.
So, I'm just gonna go pry Lightish off of Simmons.
Wait, I was doing CPR!
Don't give him a nosebleed. He's lost enough.
So how hard is the struggle of getting Lightish off of Simmons?
I'm gonna say it's a pretty difficult struggle. I am administering CPR here.
Even though he's fully awake now, still administering CPR.
He now has a broken sternum on top of a gunshot wound. And cracked ribs.
He's kind of trying to get you to get pressure off of his shoulder.
Diaphragm bruising. His punctured lung is now a spontaneous intermittent broken.
So,
I did what I could, mates. I haven't had CPR training in a while. Not since I was a lifeguard back at summer camp.
And then, once you said that, Simmons realized that you were just giving him CPR. And finally starts to calm down a little bit. And he's like, "Can you get off my shoulder?"
Oh, yeah, sorry, mate. You're supposed to stop once they regain consciousness. Everybody, CPR lesson. Dad, I think you might want to work on this a little bit. Oh, hi. There, buddy.
Please get off of me.
I love how it looks like Linus just sliding off the bed onto the floor.
Yeah, just please get off of me.
Oh man, I am sweaty and covered in barbecue sauce. This is really like high school all over again.
I was going to say college.
Let's move the barbecue sauce off of Simmons. There we go.
It's my Halo barbecue sauce.
So Simmons finally is kind of finally comfortable now that he's somehow alive.
Through the power of CPR.
He's like, "Son, that was amazing. You saved that girly man's life."
Look at
Girly
me.
man.
Call another person girly.
It's like it just goes to show that kids are amazing. He walks over to Tex, who seems to be old enough to have children. He's like, "What about your kids? Aren't kids just amazing? They're the greatest thing in the world."
Plot twist: Tex hates kids with a passion.
Tex keeps kicking Church in the balls.
Doc kind of
remains silent.
Doc kind of nervously kind of goes back over. It's like, well, all right. Well, I mean, to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, that's how Tex has been recently.
That's...
If it makes you feel better, Tex has been like that since yesterday. We don't know why. We really don't.
He kind of like.
I just figured it was because he was a sociopath.
I'm trying to think of some kind of joke that Doc would say here, and I can't think of one.
And so Lopez just going to keep. Lopez just going to keep pacing around the room, watching the door.
So, what's our plan with the church, other than repeated ball kicking? Which, don't get me wrong, I'm all in favor of this plan because he shot Simmons.
I was going to throw him through Sarge's window and just hand deliver it to him.
I also like that plan.
Okay, so no more repeated ball kicking. I'll go back to head kicking. He can.
I'm
no
sure
longer
Sarge would
successfully have
appreciate either
children
type
now,
of
so-
kicking.
Doc kind of like chimes in. He's like, "What medical school did you go to, sir? This is very fascinating." Like he's like each time you kick him in the head, he's,
school of neurology.
it's like each time you kick him in the head, he says, "Ow!" I'd never seen such a response before. Ah.
That's just testing his reflexes.
It's like, Dr. Tex, it's so great to learn new things.
Dad, I wouldn't really take advice from him for medical reasons.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't go to medical school for this, so I know what I'm talking about. And he turns back around.
Dad, you're a pacifist.
Well, but just let me have this, son.
I mean, we all want to see Church repeatedly kicked in the head and or balls. In fact, Lopez, why don't you go kick him from the other end? We'll get both. We'll enjoy both.
I'd prefer to fortify this area.
Alright, so...
Speaking of which, I'm going to start dragging the desk.
Kicking Church in the solar plexus till he voids all his bowels. He's now covered in vomit and shit.
Text, please.
Let's see here. Da-da-da.
Tex proves himself to be just as immature as his teammates.
If not more so.
Well, that's the wrong music. Okay,
I'm just saving someone's life.
you know, no, we'll leave that music.
Grounding medical research here.
I love how wacky this all is.
Yeah.
So like Doc kind of just goes back to like just fiddling with random medical devices.
Miles and Carrie could learn from us.
You know, and like what he hasn't revealed is that this is pretty much how he's kept them from killing him. Like he just pretends to be doing things, and they just kind of assume he's doing them. And as this is going on, you guys hear like a bang on the door, which can be anybody, but eventually the door is just. 1 second here. I gotta get to the right thing. Oh, crap.
Lopez is just gonna duck behind the machines for now.
Is it mood setting? Yes, okay.
I'm gonna jump over here. We can to Bernie's church.
So the door is being banged on, and it's like clearly someone's trying to get in, but they're clearly failing. And
That could be anyone we know.
For the record, it's a pull door.
And you can kind of like hear nothing after a moment, and then all of a sudden like something kind of like cues up.
Oh.
And as soon as the music,
do you hear that music?
as the music crescendos, Sega DeSancho bursts the door in. Sarge follows suit.
So I thought that's who it was when I heard the music. I knew that sounded familiar.
Thank God we have theme music.
So what have you two been up to in the past 15 hours?
He kind of walks up to Lopez, like, and looks him. I love how Sega DeSancho, even though he's like a skinnier kind of sprite, he's like at least a head above you guys.
Yeah.
It looks like
for whatever reason, he sits slightly above the lines.
So he's like always looking down on you guys. So he looks down at Lopez with his hand to his shoulder. He's like, Sega Satenshiro. And this time, no real explanation is given to what he actually says, and he just kind of walks on. So you,
all right, well,
so you can kind of
that makes
just,
perfect sense.
so you can just kind of assume that he just actually told you to play a Sega Saturn or else. And so Sarge kind of follows behind.
The other guy.
Sarge kind of follows in. He's like, "Oh, we found you all. Oh, what is this? Is this a med bay?"
Yeah. with the world's worst doctor, but
Oh, that's my dad you're talking about.
It's like you
He's
guys
not
kicked.
a doctor, he's a medic.
it's also not an untrue assumption.
Well, he's not a doctor.
Whatever.
He kind of like walks over and says, "You kicked my door in." Like, I liked that.
I told them it was a pool door.
What, that he kicked the door in, or the door itself?
And he kind of thinks about it. Then he goes, "Well, I mean, if the door wasn't there, I guess I could have ran away a long time ago." Well, I don't know. I've gotten used to this place.
Dad!
It's like, what? I've been here for a while.
You can't just abandon your family every time you get kidnapped. Otherwise, you would never be able to today.
Yeah, but if I didn't abandon my family, I probably would have died of boredom by now.
Dad,
I'm sorry. That was horrible. I didn't mean to say it that way.
Dad, I'm crushed.
I'm so sorry,
Sorry
son.
to go with you.
No.
I'll just
No.
turn my token around because I want to look at you right now.
He's like, okay. Son, come here, please.
No, don't talk to me.
Son.
I follow you.
He just jumped over the bed. Yeah, it's happening again.
He's like, I can't jump that far. So he kind of gives up tracing you.
For you.
Sega Sanshiro kind of walks over to Lightish. If I can get the thing there we go. He's like, Sega Sanshiro. Pats you on the shoulder, and he has like a small tear leave his eye, and in your head it's like, I know what you're going through.
It's like it's a best dad.
My dad was also kidnapped and didn't tell us about it.
I can't believe you think I'm boring, Dad.
Because I don't think you're boring. I'm just saying that if I was kidnapped here and I didn't just kind of accept it, things would get really boring in this place.
I missed you at home even though I didn't know you were missing.
See
I
some.
miss you retrospectively.
He's like, son.
I also don't live at home, to be fair.
He tries to go over the bed and actually kind of trips over it and just kind of falls over.
He just
No.
face plants into it.
Oh my god, I can't turn around, but Dad, are you okay?
Wait 1 second here. I wish I could give you guys the rights to do some of this stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dad, are you
it's-
okay?
It's like, oh, I'm fine. I just have barbecue sauce coming out of my head. He's like has like his hand to his head.
That's fine.
Then what's the vampire got in on himself?
That's both.
Oh,
And Mom.
I didn't know vampires like barbecue sauce.
Meanwhile, Light is just covered in about 3 different fluids, including oil.
Sega Sanshiro kind of like sighs and kind of like walks away as the conversation gets kind of dumb.
It's just, I know, right? How do you... I can't even put up with them for 5...
Kick. Kick.
Lopez is just gonna clear his throat loudly so that everyone starts paying attention.
So he
I would just like to point out the obvious solution here. Doc, the door can be pushed open from the inside anytime you wanted.
walks over.
Dude,
He's like,
Segata entrance was... You could have pulled the door open.
Sega Sanshiro
It
kind of
wasn't
like
locked.
Sega Sanshiro kind of like nods, like he's like, you know. But then he kind of like has a look on his face of like, it was worth it, and kind of just continues on. Stars kind of walks over. He's like, oh, this is church. Like you
Yeah, we
Kick.
beat the crap out of
Yeah,
him.
Texas has just been kicking him repeatedly.
you guys defeated the least lethal sniper in the Blue Army. That's a hell of a task to accomplish.
Yeah, and about 20 of Tucker's children. We also killed a sizable force of them.
It's like Tucker.
And I got divorced.
Oh yeah, that
Doc
too.
turns around. He's like, you got married and you didn't tell me?
I told you!
It lasted all of about 5 minutes.
It was a very short-lived marriage. I did take the house.
It's like, did you at least try to reconcile at first?
I tried, and then he tried to kill me.
Oh, that's pretty irreconcilable
First
right there.
First he took a Whitish hostage.
Oh yeah, first he took me hostage, but honestly, I thought that was more honeymoon phase. But then he tried to kill me, and with our own children.
He kind of puts
But
like
don't worry,
he kind of puts like a hand on your shoulder, and he's like, "Hey, I remember when my husband tried to kill me one time, and we got through this."
Hold on.
what? Weren't you possessed?
Well, I mean, I take some responsibility for it. It was my body. You know.
Dad,
You sure it wasn't your? It was actually your husband and not like some random guy on the street that you.
He actually was
are you sure it was not just someone else wearing pink?
You know, like
Well, when someone else wears
like
pink, all I think about
father-
is my husband, so I never really think otherwise. In fact, I think that explains how I woke up in
It's
someone's
a
house one
wonder
time.
he's alive.
Tet kind of leans next to Lopez and says, "Apple doesn't fall too far from that tree, does it?"
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Speaking of that one time you were
The
possessed,
coconut. Now you should say.
like, I heard a scary voice back in Sarge's office that kind of reminded me of the way you describe what's his name's voice, St. Patrick, but I don't know, something stereotypical.
Well, I mean,
Patrick Stewart, Morgan Freeman, R2G2. I'm running out of names here, Dad.
I think
Hey, hold on, Mom. I feel like that was supposed to be a thing for me.
I think you mean Willem Dafoe, honey. Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
O'Malley,
That's it. O'Malley.
I'm pretty sure it was Willem Dafoe.
the alley cat.
I mean, well, whatever. I just feel like it's cause an argument if I say no. Sure, O'Malley. Like he says that like he still doesn't agree with it, but he's like, okay, fine, whatever.
There's Sarge. What happened to the other guy? You know, the one that we beat up.
But
And it turned out to be really cool.
I kind of want to illustrate like what Doc does the majority of the time in this scene. If you notice, I keep having him wander around. He's literally just wandering around touching
Just
things.
wandering around pushing all the buttons.
This is everything. Just imagine somebody just constantly talking about random nonsense that makes no sense and just walking around. Like you can't get him to stop.
He refuses to stay still.
And so,
Now you guys get a lot of explanation about where I came from.
and so Sarge hears Lopez talk about their friend who's missing, the one who helped you guys out, you know, a couple times a little while back. He's like,
Yeah, the guy with the crap out of.
he looks at Lopez in the eyes for like a good 30 seconds, and it gets kind of uncomfortable, and he's like, oh, that's right, that's the reason why we're here. He's been kidnapped.
Another one.
Just like my dad.
It's like, man, you know, there's been a lot of kidnapping going on. You know, like notes. It's like, I feel better that I'm not the only one now. I feel more included in, you know, in society.
It's gonna be okay, Dad.
Yes.
Anyways, so is Blue Base just a lot bigger than we thought because you two have been gone for 15 hours now.
It's like, well,
We went to sleep.
we
They probably went to
This is
that,
Sarge
and
we're
that could take a
talking
good
about,
3
our
hours.
also fearless leader who can't even read a map.
it's like, well,
That's fair.
we got us a couple steak platters at the Outback Steakhouse. Because I mean,
That can take a good, 3 or 4 hours tops. Even if the service is good, Outback can take a long time.
and I mean, you can't turn down, you know, $5.99 for a full steak. That's
fair
a good deal.
enough.
You know, with beer, oh. He goes, but anyway, and then, you know, we kind of got tired and we kind of fell asleep. And then we woke up, ate a popsicle, fell back asleep, had a popsicle on our mouth.
At the air.
Then we missed.
And I shot, and I missed. And I shot again, and I missed again.
Another popsicle.
And I sat down. I stood back up, and I fired, and I missed.
Then we took another nap, and then we woke up. He was gone.
Then I shot a snowball with my gun, and I missed. Had another popsicle.
So it's
That
like,
scene was amazing.
it's like after we woke up, he had been kidnapped and we missed him. That's it. From now on, I'm using that voice for Sarge too. I can't help it.
Oh God!
I love that voice so much.
Good old Dan.
Like, so we gotta go get him.
You can't even do it.
What?
Okay. We can go get him, I guess.
I mean,
But what about Simmons?
he is, you know, part of the Red Ranger Army. You know, he ain't a Red Ranger.
Yeah, a lot of the Red Ranger army are dead. Unless you guys are really making anything about that.
Well, I mean, we don't know if they're all dead just yet. I mean, they might have missed.
Either way, they're not part of the Red Ranger Company.
And so, so Sarge's like, I mean, we can't just abandon him. You know, he's kind of, well, I mean, we could just abandon him, but
Yeah, the poor chap can't see very well after I bashed him in the face with a tray.
You know,
I feel awfully bad about leaving him to his own devices.
Sir.
Let's go. We have other things to do.
I was about to turn around and say, like, what? You actually feel sorry? You immediately said not before I could say anything.
Sarge just snaps his head around and then slowly turns back.
He's like, okay. Well, I mean, we could just leave the guy, but I feel like he might be more useful for... I don't know.
Yes.
Now that I talk about it, it doesn't sound like all that much
What
fun.
about Simmons?
Yeah, he has been surprisingly competent.
He walks over here and he's like, oh no, Simmons!
Don't worry, I already gave him CPR.
Is that where all the barbecue sauce came from?
Yeah, that's fun.
No, he had an all-you-can-eat chicken nugget buffet.
I'm like, oh, this is a pretty fancy med bay then. Get chicken nuggets when you're healing from a gunshot wound.
Yeah,
It's
why don't
blood,
we
you
have a medical bay like this one?
Why don't
Did
we
Red
have
Army
a
just
tiny
give up on the
medical
budget?
bay?
It's like we do have a med bay in our place,
No.
in our base. We just
No, that's a McDonald's. It's not a med bay.
well, I
They
mean,
converted the med bay into a McDonald's.
the McDonald's
Just
was
because it has a giant M on it does not mean med bay.
well, the McDonald's was more profitable than the med bay, so we switched it over.
Wait a second. So that's why I've been going in for my cold and keep getting chicken McNuggets. I just thought I was a really weird doctor.
It's just, it's no wonder the Blues have half the school.
It's like, well, well, I don't know what to do about Simmons here. He's pretty hurt. I don't know if
He administered CPR, so he's stable. Welcome.
I see the first aid classes helped out. It's like he kind of gets on the bed and like looks him in the eye. Like it's very awkward. He's on the bed, like looking.
His chin is shoved into Simmons' mouth.
And he's like, I think we might need to keep him here. You think this purple gentleman would be able to watch Simmons?
I would not trust him to do so.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave him alone for 3 minutes.
It's like
The last time he was put in charge of something, his kid, he kind of like left it to its own devices, and we see how well Lightish turned out.
Whoa! I have another dad.
Yeah, but was he ever around too?
Yes, actually, both my parents were around up until this recent kid.
Okay, well then I
What a
rescind my last
surprise.
comment. Don't leave him here with Simmons or with Lightish's dad or other dad.
Dad number one.
Doc's kind of like, why don't we leave him here with Dr. Tex over here? He's great.
I wouldn't do that either. You might find Simmons has turned into art in the meantime.
He kind of looks over to Lopez. He's like, well, I didn't ask for a communist's opinion. He kind of goes back.
Lopez just
You weren't even there for that
slowly loads the
conversation.
grenade launcher.
He immediately took up the knowledge that you were a communist.
Kick.
Yeah, like, as you can tell, Doc only absorbs maybe 10% of every conversation and
Yeah.
regurgitates it back out.
Yeah, the other 90% is completely backwards.
He takes, like, the first kind of assumption of a sentence and just goes with it.
There's a hammer on this tray table.
We always knock Doc
Let's
out.
see if we can fit church.
I feel so sorry for this poor man, Church. But part of me doesn't want to do anything for him. That's why I've not done anything with him.
We've just been beating on him the whole time.
Oh, he don't need these fingers.
Actually, specifically,
Trash.
Tex has. I just
Trash.
poked him.
Sarge kind of walks over to Tex and he's like, "We got better things to do, son. I know you're having fun. I know it's fun to beat up on a blue, but we got better things to do. We have a red in trouble," and he kind of
Hey,
pulls
that
away.
rhymed.
Right. We're getting on it. We just need to decide what to do. Simmons.
My rhyming sensors are going off. Sarge, did you just rhyme?
It's like, and Sarge's like, "Fine. How about this? We'll leave Second Sancho here and the purple guy.
That's my dad.
That's fair enough.
Refer to him as such.
That's your dead?
Yes, my dad.
He looks alive."
This is laser beams all over again.
Lightish, I would suggest not trying.
I never do try.
And
How
Doc
do you
so,
think I've made it this far in life?
That's fair enough.
so Doc kind of like walks up to Sarge. He's like, "No, I'm her dad." Yeah, but she said you were dead.
Bash.
No, I'm her dad. And this conversation kind of goes on for about 2 minutes.
That's a recursive loop.
Dad, did you seriously just call me a girl?
It's like, he looks at you and he goes, "No," and kind of goes back over.
No, I think he should say, "Wait, you're a boy?"
He's like, "You're not?"
You told me the first half of the conversation.
This is Doc we're talking about.
Doc has the worst memory.
attention span of a gnat.
And so then
He only absorbs 10% of every conversation, is what was just established.
so the dad dead conversation goes on for like 2 minutes. Until eventually it's like Sancho kind of drags Sarge away. He's like, okay. Enough of this.
Lightish with them.
Wait, no, don't leave me.
Bash.
He's like,
Bash.
it's like, okay, son. I'll look after the vampire with the scary, guy who just says things about Sega consoles.
Whoa,
Doc
Dad,
is the only one that can understand them.
Okay, wait, what did everyone just say? Because everyone kind of talked at the
I
same
think
time.
everyone
You
yelled
just
these
said
things.
that he knows that he says stuff about Sega consoles, and Lopez said you mean that he knows what he's talking about.
No, I said, wait, Doc can understand him?
Actually, it goes to the fact that he doesn't actually understand him because,
He just knows what the words are.
yeah, like Sega and Sanshiro basically have established that talks kind of telepathically through his catchphrase. But anyways, he's like, so I'll stay with the weird Sega man, and I'll look after your vampire boyfriend husband.
Thanks, Dad. He's gonna die. Alright, let's go.
Bash.
He's like, no problem,
Gosh.
son. Kind of gives you like a thumbs up, and then he starts meddling with the little buttons again, and it makes like an alarm noise, and he pushes the button and it stops again. And goes, well, looks like I'm not gonna hit that again.
I suppose that's what that button does.
I was like, don't worry, son.
Bash.
I got this. So the second Sancho puts a hand to your shoulder, but just like that, I love that's like the one thing he does. It's like a super serious thing every time.
Yeah.
God damn it! Someone called me again. 1 second.
Go make cinnamon rolls. Bash, bash,
Alright,
bash.
All right, so he puts his hand to his shoulder and he's just, kind of says his usual Sega Sanshiro catchphrase, and that makes you feel somewhat relieved that Sega Sanshiro will be here. He may not be a medical professional, but he'll destroy any kind of illness or disease or harm to somebody just by using jujitsu and judo alone. You feel this deep in your soul, and you know that he's speaking the truth.
Meanwhile,
What?
Lopez is just gonna go silently steal some of the electronic chips from this computer.
Is
Whatever this thing is.
Linus, are
This
you
is
there?
like a futuristic printer.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm just traumatized.
Okay.
I just realized this thing looks like a futuristic printer.
And so
I just want to put that out there.
so Doc kind of hugs Lightish. She's like, so don't worry, son. It'll be all right.
Okay. Just try not to get yourself kidnapped by another team. This is getting ridiculous.
He nods to you and goes, don't worry, and I'll take good care of Simon's. And he leans on the bed and Simmons winces. He's like, oh, sorry.
And I know we're really early in the relationship, but this is my dad. Just tell him how to take care of you best.
Simmons kind of leans up. He's like,
That's his medical opinion. He doesn't have one.
Simmons leans up in the bed. He's like, save me.
I wish I could love.
All right, so with that being said, Sega Sanshiro and Sarge have told you that your friend whose name still kind of hasn't been said. In the character sheet, it's just Dark. It's just a placeholder name I came up with.
Maybe one day he'll tell us his
really
name.
dumb, like Joe. John.
I was thinking George.
George is good.
And it's like Sarge's like, well, you know, there are dumber names in the world. You know, like, I don't know.
Like Dufresne.
Or, yeah,
Sarge.
Dufresne or Tex. Griff.
Yeah, we've never actually seen Griff around, but
Yes.
you keep talking about him.
Don't talk about Griff. He like smacks you in the face.
Ow!
I can't sit around. Who's Griff? Is he in?
Wait,
He's
wait,
gonna
wait,
slap you too.
wait, what now?
I can't. Oh, there we go. Hey, what's going on? Holy shit! When did Sarge get here?
He's been here. You just never looked that way.
Shit. I just thought those were the normal voices I heard yelling at me.
And so, with this whole thing going down, you guys head out of the med bay, entrusting Doc Dufresne and Segata Sanshiro to attend to Simmons, both individuals with no real ability to doctor anybody.
I didn't have any ability and I succeeded.
And so then I guess Church is just lying on the ground, bruised and broken and bloody.
And bleeding.
Yes, like, whatever his fate currently is,
And-
we are very
and
unsure.
everybody is ignoring him.
But all we
So
know...
I guess, go ahead.
Like, we do not really know the fate of or condition that he is in, but what we do know is that it's definitely not good.
At this point, I would just write him off as in a permanent coma.
Yeah, that pretty
if he ever
much.
wakes up, he's a vegetable.
And so
And
with
Tets, before he leaves, says, "That's what you get for breaking my sister's heart."
oh my goodness, some drama getting in there. Goodness. All right, so let's see. What can we do here? Let me set up what we're going to be doing in a second.
I was looking up just Red versus Blue fan art just to see what people have interpreted them to look like as people, and I don't know what's more disturbing, that I actually found Doc and Donut is a thing, or that it's called Doc Nut.
Doc Nut,
Doc
I'm
Nuts.
not actually surprised that's the thing.
Doter.
I didn't think it would be a thing. I mean, did they interact that much in the show?
Not really, but
They lived together in season 10.
Oh, okay.
I
But
never got to see that, that's why.
in all fairness, all fandoms create pairings out of characters that just appear
Yeah.
twice all the time.
Yeah, even if they
Yeah.
haven't met. Sometimes it's even one-shot characters.
Alright, so, with all of that going on, you guys venture out and follow Sarge to, here, one second, let me get your character tokens ready. I love how you keep moving Tex back to that area when I purposely was trying to keep him away from that area every time. Alright, so...
Lopez and Tex come in and just punch him really quickly.
I'm still over with
I can
Simmons.
move
He never pulled me out.
Church.
Actually, I'm going to actually delete that. Alright, so I'm going to pull you guys over to the next scene, but you have no tokens just yet. This is going to be setting up.
Oh my god.
Let me get some music going on that actually is more appropriate to the situation.
Oh shit.
Well, I'm scared of this situation.
That's my ex-husband.
And so, let me go tone this down, music down a little bit here.
Don't tell him about me
Yeah.
and Simmons. It might be too soon.
So,
And if we can still work this out, I should go with my husband first.
So before you guys arrive to the room, this is pretty much what's going on. So, O'Malley here walks over to Tucker. He's like, "Where are they?" He's like, "I don't know, man. Like, they're crazy. Like, one of them like said we were married, and she took the house and the kids. I don't know." Like, Tucker's clearly still very confused.
Confused and distraught.
Oh, and oh crap, let me I gotta bring up the thing for the stream real quick. Okay, there we go. And I don't know if you guys noticed, your friend is kind of
Yeah.
kind of in a scary situation. He goes, "Don't worry,
They'll get over it.
they'll come for him." You know, and so he's kind of like ready with his little toys he's got here.
Toys.
If you can't tell, plenty of turrets in
Yeah.
this area. And so you got some tabs just hanging out, and then you got a couple like diet tabs hanging out with a regular tab. These tabs over here, the regular ones, are kind of like talking shit about the diet tabs. And then the regular tab with the diet tabs is telling them, you know, don't worry about it, don't listen to them, it's okay. And so it's kind of like a little like infighting thing going on. But then you got these little blubby guys, and they're just kind of like jump, 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 jump. That's all they say, jump, jump. You know, and then he's
Hey, Lightish, look, they're exactly your type.
jump, 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 jump.
Wow, excuse me.
And then the giant ones just kind of like chilling. You know, one of them's got a pair of sunglasses on. They're just pretty cool looking monsters, and they're proud of it, and they know it.
You should reuse these. You should reuse those two for cyber offensive.
Actually, in fact, the one over here with the dice, they've started like a small street dice game, and like the big one's like on like a winning streak, and then the little one over here is like jump, 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 and they kind of like push them back. They're like, get back, like we don't want you over here.
We never want to communicate with you.
Tucker kind of like turns, is like, hey, be nice to your cousins, like. And so, with all that being said,
I think those are cousins you
alien
want
babies.
removed.
Wait. You actually drew sunglasses on them? I did not realize what was going on. I was like, why
I
did
was wondering what was happening with that one's eye.
I was like, why did their eyes change? I didn't do it. Is it crashing? Like,
I was fixing it.
that's fantastic. So, with all that going on, here, let me...
You should reuse the two big guys for cyber offensive, because those are some really nice sprites.
Oh, yeah. Let me get the jump out of the way.
Is he part of the party now?
Alright, so...
Why are you talking about my cousin like that? My son's cousins.
Alright, so, just to explain things here, these big guys are overpowered enemies, so the rules with your turns apply to them. The Jubs, that's what I call them. I don't know, I just decided that's the sound they look like they'd make, so I started calling them that name.
They're like Pokemon.
I don't see the flaw there. I feel like I agree.
Yeah, they just look really derp, so I was just like, well, they make a derpy noise. And so, they... we'll say that it, like, a fighting technique won't take them out, you know, or stagger them. Like, you'd have to spend a token to be able to kill these guys. But the other guys cannot be killed unless they're in one-on-one combat or special abilities used on them.
Yeah, or if you use the ultimate attack.
But you can take on any of these enemies in one-on-one combat as well, and then your stuff will apply to killing them, period. So basically, one-on-one combat trumps the effect of like them being immune to certain things. So, actually, let's change the music, because I'm not really into this music. Alright, so, let's go, you know, we'll do Toku Sentai, why not?
I just imagine this thing plays whenever we go through a door.
And so O'Malley like sees them and is like, oh, they're here! You know, and so like, he grabs the Gatling gun.
Oh god.
And he's like,
I was really hoping you'd use the rocket first.
he's like, do your best to get to your friend. You're gonna die here.
You'll never get away with kidnapping that guy.
That one person-ish.
This is unforgivable.
Hey! Are you unconscious?
cares? Who wants to
What's
go
your
get chili
name?
fries?
It's kinda awkward.
So like, with your determination of mediocrity, you determine to save your kind of friend person.
We're
that,
not really enthusiastic, but we have to do it because he's a red.
at least that's what Sarge keeps telling you.
Well, we could go get chili cheese fries.
Sarge's like, that sounds good. I would like that. Wait, no. We gotta stick to this. Stick to the
I have
plan.
to kill them first.
That was worth a shot. Figured mention Sarge's favorite food would
And then you hear like Sarge's like stomach grumble.
No.
All right, so I guess we'll roll for initiative.
And before I get another 19.
Wait, I've got a question. What's that guy's name that we're rescuing?
I
Does
did not
anyone
get a
know?
19.
Let's see, so 11,
My luck finally ran out across all of the sessions.
4.
Is the light just gonna get a -1?
I don't have to change yours. Fantastic. All right, and
Oh yeah, because she rolled 6 last time.
that's amazing.
If only I could have rolled a
Why
19
did
just to
you-
keep it.
And dedicate himself to the situation because he's trying to remember that guy's name.
Tex just doesn't care.
I want to say it starts with a letter.
That's actually kind of funny that I rolled a 4 because Ted's really just does not care.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so Lopez, how do you plan on addressing the situation?
Hold on, I'm getting gum.
By the way, you are capable of transforming as long as you spend a token now. I am fine with that.
So I'm getting gum for a moment.
The turn order.
What's that?
I can't see the turn order.
Yeah,
can't?
no, I cannot.
neither.
What?
Oh well.
That's weird. Wait, why can't you guys see it?
Well, like, I have the tab up, but it's just blank.
Yeah, it's just blank.
It's just
Really?
blank.
Really, I can see everything. That's
Yeah.
strange. Let me close it out.
Well, we're not all as special as you, apparently.
So settings.
What are you staring at?
I can see. That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that.
I asked my cat what he was staring at, and he just turned and gave me a look like he's in the office.
Yeah. It's like.
Are
shh.
you? Make sure there's not any cameras around.
Wait, so can you guys still not see
He's
it?
been staring straight ahead for like 3 solid minutes.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, we still can't see it.
Big negative.
That's
Niner Tango.
really weird.
Houston, we have a problem.
Alright, well, I'll just have to call out your guys' stuff, I guess.
Well, I'm last, so that much I
Yeah.
do know.
I mean, we can kind of figure out who it is.
Wait, I don't get what's going on here. Let me see here.
The only thing I don't know is, like,
It's Lopez.
initiative
Led
as far as,
Cat.
like, the aliens are, but...
We're in alphabetical order.
Is it still?
Oh yeah.
So you guys still can't see it?
Nope.
No.
Alright, well,
Oh,
fuck. Screw it. I'll let you guys
This is
know.
roll 20 being roll 20.
Alright, so
Alright.
Lopez, your turn. How do you want to kick off? Toku Sentai.
I'm not sure. Good. I'm just gonna run up and rip this turret off its mounting and throw it at the diet no, not the diet test. I think that's too far away. I'm gonna throw it in the sky.
By the way, are these cameras or turrets?
Turrets.
Turrets.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Bye, Lopez.
And so Lopez just kind of slid over, and he's gonna rip this turret off and throw it at this guy.
I'll consider that
It's just about 30 feet to clonk him in the head.
I'll consider that a display of an eccentric fighting technique. So you hit this guy or this guy?
That guy.
Okay. So the dub-dub's just like dub-dub, and he kind of like stumbles back, but he's still relatively fine. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, yeah. Okay, never mind. And so we will call this Lightish's turn.
Well, I can't really do much aside from talk about people's feelings.
But you can transform. You're all
Yeah.
already.
Everyone else would, and I would look really awkward.
We can all transform, but I'm not quite gonna do that yet.
Okay. So, I mean, you can use your innovative fighting technique of some sort. I mean, you can't hurt overpowered enemies, really, with it. I mean, except... What was the rule that I stated? I can't remember. I can't remember at the time. But, overpowered enemies can't be defeated by it, but they can like be knocked back and stuff. And kind of like
They can only be killed by it if they're engaged in one-on-one combat.
Yeah,
Or
well,
if we just throw the giant spider at them.
I'm gonna be innovative, and I'm gonna hit the turret with a bottle of barbecue sauce.
You're gonna slide over and fling a bottle at it.
Yep.
Let's see here.
And then I'm gonna call out to Tucker, like, baby, we can still make this work.
And see, God dang it, 1 second. Alright, now I gotta turn it down a little bit, and then... Where is it at? There it is. Spotch. Barbecue sauce, there you go. And Tucker's just kinda like, you're weird!
I love you too, baby, we can still make this work, we'll go counseling.
I think it's already too late for that.
You didn't think I
already got the
we were
divorce.
in bed together.
Alright, so...
I was in bed with another man, but to be fair, you tried to murder me.
So Texan, it's your turn.
Question, can I still line of sight enemies? Or, like, if they're standing, like, in a line? Or is that
I
no
think
longer a
that was
thing?
the last game.
Oh yeah, that was just for that one sniper battle, essentially.
Damn it.
Because
Yeah,
the idea was sniper versus sniper, basically.
Yeah, I realize that. The reason why I asked is because I could, like, line of sight this the judge's, like, nuts and then shoot through into the stomach
Nuts.
of the tab and then hit the diet tab in the face.
You know what? I think I am fine with that. But I do say that a heavy turn will be required.
Yeah.
That's okay, they have plenty of tokens.
Yeah, I do have plenty of tokens.
Alright, so down 1 then. And so you fire the shot, and the Jub kind of like looks up and it hits him square in the nuts. And he's just like, "Dumb job," and you like,
Oh no, he jumps.
and he actually like falls to his knees. And then the bullet goes through all the way through the we're gonna say
stomach.
We're gonna say this tab's nuts as well.
Oh.
And then
Okay,
hits the diet tab right in the head.
So I have sterilized 2 tabs and killed a diet tab.
Alright, so I'm gonna say that God damn it, what am I doing here?
I just like how episode 3 was basically just Tex and Church have a really bad sniper battle where Tex kills everything else. While Lopez and Elias just dance around the bottom of the map.
Yeah, let's see here.
I mean, we're good at being distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that whole thing turned out way better than I thought it would turn out.
That was like the only moment where we're gonna work together, ever.
My favorite part about that, though, is like when I asked if the other 2 that I had shot in the knee were still alive and turned around and shot them just so I could get a token.
Alright, so...
Yeah, that's the episode that you turned into a sociopath.
He, like, ripped one's arm off or something, like...
Just the first time.
He ripped one's arm off and started beating it with it.
And then I shot it in the head later on for a token. Well, I needed the token. So I used the fear someone, but with an impressive feat by tearing off the other one's arm and beating him to death.
I mean, I did kick one out into the open to use it as a meat shield, but...
Yeah. Alright, so...
I hugged something.
Tucker's gonna go now. And he's actually going to charge towards Tex with a sword ready. But then Sarge actually jumps in the way. And, like, the sword connects with, like...
Meat shield.
It connects with, like, a blade of some sort. And, was it, 1 second. 1 second. And, Tucker's kind of, like, confused as to what it is. He's like, what on earth? And you hear, like, a cocking sound from, like, a shotgun. And you look, the shotgun has an axe on it now. He's like, shotgun. He's like, shotgun axe. And he like fires it, but like
outside of Ruby.
And he fires it, and Tucker like deflects it with his sword and like falls back a little bit. And Sarge feels pretty badass.
So did Sarge just get replaced with Peter Port sometime between now and last episode?
Well, he's gotta be useful sometime. Alright, so, let's see here. So these two turrets are pretty much down, so I am cool with that. Let me...
I ripped one off, and the other one's covered in barbecue sauce.
You're welcome.
Let's see.
That's how I got through the Great Wall.
Alright, one second here. Splish. There we go.
Why is the turret bleeding?
Just so I know what's what.
Fair enough, but
Everything bleeds in this place. Anyway.
The robots are made of people.
So, this tab here will actually, like, run at Lightish. And...
Oh my god. Son! Not now. Your dad's trying to murder me.
Alright, so he's going to attack. But do you have anything you can do to prevent from getting hurt?
She can hug him.
I'm gonna hug him!
You gonna hug him?
That's more or less all that Lightish can do.
I will say
That's basically all that Lightish can do, yes.
You're showing a soft spot for the wrong person at the wrong time. I will agree with that, and I'll give you a token for it. A token.
It's okay, son. I just ran into my long-lost father, too. We're going through issues together.
The tab is kind of like, like, really kind of confused and kind of like...
It's okay to cry.
Have you ever seen someone get, like, hugged, but, like, they completely leave their arms, like, away from the person? That's kind of what it's like right now.
That's the mental imagery I was going for there.
That's basically what I was getting with, too.
Alright, so, this Jub over here is actually going to approach as well, but he's actually not hostile towards you. He kind of...
Somebody else want a hug?
He kind of wants a hug.
Jub.
I'm gonna hug him, too.
Yeah, he kind of joins in on the hug. And then, like, even this one joins in, I think. The other two kind of look at
a massive group hug over here.
These two kind of
really
like...
get the kids.
They kind of, like, look back and forth at each other, kind of unsure as to what's going on, so they're just kind of confused.
I'm just gonna give it a massive group hug. Don't you fucking care.
I saw that. You might want to start moving.
And so Tucker kind of like leads up. He's like, "You traitors!"
I am trying to work things out with you. Why are you doing this to me?
I don't even know your name.
Did our marriage mean nothing to you?
Lightish is a better dad than you ever were. Oh wait, we're not playing cyber offensive.
All right, so these two
I can't insult people for tokens.
Yeah. So these two judges kind of stay in place. They don't move. This tab here is kind of freaked the hell out. He actually jumps over here for protection. And this Jub actually walks over to Tucker and gives him a hug.
Aww.
And
after getting up from his knees.
This
one here, which I think I'll have to move him from his cool position, but
thank you, Tex.
he's gonna walk over to Lopez.
Tex, I swear to God, if you shoot them, I am going to fucking kill you.
The sunglasses are still, they don't even move with him.
Yeah, no, that's so frustrating.
Hold on, I'll get him.
And then, and so...
Ooh, so many options.
Tex, don't kill anything. I am pacifying. Kill the big guys.
And, this
I
one...
That's a big guy, isn't it?
Let's now go behind him.
This one approaches Tex. And,
Tex, I'll give you sunglasses.
We can even argue that, like maybe they just threw the sunglasses off and that was just time to be serious. And, so... They're
Tex,
not
I swear to God, I will block this bullet.
I love how upset she is about this.
Texas has been actively taking steps to ruin Lightish's day.
And so...
I will jump in front of
You've
these
drawn a
bullets. I am
barrier
so
around
scared.
yourself.
And so, they're not going to attack, so I will actually
Quickly encase him.
end this on your turn. I will say that after you get to a certain distance towards where O'Malley is, which he is in a... Depending on the situation, he is in a really advantageous spot or a very disadvantaged. Just depends on how many people surround him, but he also has a Gatling gun, so... he has a very good lane of... Like a line of sight right there. So I will end the enemy's turn and move on to Lopez. You have a giant monster in front of you.
Yes, I do. And I don't have anything to throw at it. Which is really unfortunate. So I'm gonna go be having a 1v1 over here. You guys have fun. I'm gonna go get the crap beaten out of me.
1v1 battle has started.
And now just imagine a little bit of a Wild West showdown happening right now while I think of what to do.
Let's see here. I'm gonna stop that music and we're gonna go with...
Crab Dragon's just snipping his claws and I'm slowly reaching for the grenade launcher.
Crap, that has some specific music in mind here and now I can't find it. There it is. Okay, yeah, that'll work.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whose theme music is that?
Super Robot Wars.
Yes, but which one of us is that theme music for?
Who do you think?
It's just for the battle. Alright, so
let's see here.
Oh, I did do a theme for... I didn't do a theme, but I found something. Is it on here?
I haven't got an idea.
Yeah, okay. So I have something I'll use later. Because I just remembered I had it on here. But anyway, okay. So what are you doing, Lopez? You're going 1v1. I'll allow you to attempt an attack now or something.
I think I've got an idea here. I also got an idea for when he takes a swing at me.
Okay.
So, Lopez is going to take a couple of steps back so he's up against the wall. And pull out his grenade launcher, jump, and angle it at the wall. You know what's about to happen.
Here it comes.
His grenade jumps, Jesus.
It's eccentric.
Alright.
So I'm gonna grenade jump towards him, and I'm gonna land like right about... How far is that? I'm gonna land like directly behind him at that point.
Okay, so you're
I'm gonna smack him with a grenade launcher as I come past.
Oh goodness. So this monster is like kind of staggered now. He's not dead or anything. He's very staggered. And he's not happy with you. He's not happy with you at all.
Oh, I'm fully aware. That's the plan.
Alright, and now it is Lightish's turn. What's going on in Lightish world?
I'm going to position myself in between Tex and my new buddies here, because
Let's see
That's
here.
too far for me to launch a grenade over.
Let's see here, what can we use here? I really want to... Okay. So, by the way, I want to shed some light on the, on certain things here. In the turns. In the heavy turn, there's always these weird ones where it's like the questions.
yes.
I think we will use this as, like, if you use a heavy turn to basically ask the question, whether it be NPC or player character, they have to answer that question. And maybe if it's done in battle, it has to take up a turn, like it's a monologuing situation, or it's just kind of awkward kind of thing. So, like... So if you were to ask, like, what secret pain you carried, like, Tex would have to answer you. And he would not be able to do anything that turn. His turn would be spent talking about that.
That's
I
amazing.
will ask you that question a million times until you promise not to shoot my people.
Until you run out of tokens.
Oh, I can earn tokens faster than you can use them, buddy.
Wait, two fronts. There we go. Okay, so are you asking you have to spend a token though?
I'm not gonna spend a token. I'm instead gonna just use an innovative fighting technique to tackle Tex.
This has already went crazy. Like, you guys are attacking each other in the second turn.
No, I'm just gonna be a human meat shield for my own team. I'm gonna stand in between them and then tell them to get down when I say so.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not gonna attack my own team. I'm just gonna be ready.
All right, now it's Tex's turn.
Okay, so let's see here.
It smells like they made those cinnamon rolls without me. I smell them.
So, Tets is going to run behind Lightish's friends.
I will tackle you.
And
I'm gonna tackle him as he runs fast. I'm ready and
Attack of opportunity tackle.
and then he'll use Clear the Way of Adversaries in the brawl to one-shot them.
Okay.
In the chest.
Okay.
I feel like I get a tackle here.
Okay, he's gonna lose that token, and let's see. Can you figure out some way to use a turn to prevent him from killing your friends?
I'm gonna strike at the heart of the problem. His dick.
Alright, so I will allow this, but I will say that it basically cancels the 2 attack sounds. And so, you've defended your friend successfully.
Also, I would like to point out that you have my weapon in transformation listed as a sniper rifle, which is true, but my weapon is a sniper rifle / sword. It has like a sword under the barrel, and I specified that when we created our character.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine.
World's largest bayonet.
Rendering each other useless.
Essentially, yes.
Just fight the other monsters. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I love this weird argument going on.
Well, you know, the objective is to kill the blues, and they're blue, and they need to die. So.
Okay, first of all, being
Sorry.
a red is just a color. You're fucking black.
Racist.
Being a red is in your heart.
I'm actually white, thank you.
No, that's lightish.
I just wear black.
Tucker's like,
That's not red now, is it?
Tucker kind of moves. He's like, really, guys?
Shut up, Tucker. Nobody's
I
talking to
mean,
you.
not now. He's
Don't make
trying
more
to murder your
incest
children and
babies.
trying to
We're
stop
having
them.
a conversation here. Leave the adults to talk.
Lopez is just gonna shout out, "Trust me, Tucker, it's not worth it."
Listen.
Shut up, R2. Nobody asked you. Go fix our ship.
They're blue. You're not really a
I'll
red.
fix
Being
your
a red is
attitude.
hard. Being a red's what you fight for. Being a red is having a goddamn Chili's instead of an Outback. 'Cause fucking blue base fucking sucks.
That's why they need to die.
No, you're not killing the ones that are friendly. You kill the other ones. There are plenty of murder things for you to murder.
Murder things to murder.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
feel like I need to start with these 3.
No,
Get
you're
a
not.
point across.
No, you're not.
They're just gonna turn around and kill you next turn.
You know what? If they do, then so fucking be it. I will die. I will die, and you will be right, and we will see what's going to happen.
I'll be right and you'll be dead. That's exactly what's gonna be happening.
Whoops.
I love how Light is just 100% like, no! Alright, so,
Alright. You know what? Next turn.
If I don't die
I
next
won't
turn,
defend
can't
you.
shoot them, okay?
I will not defend you if they attack you.
Okay,
You're
fine.
on your own.
But,
you guys are the...
condition here.
But I will avenge your.
If they
I
do
will
not
avenge
kill
your
me,
death.
Tex.
How about that?
Tex, if they do not kill me, you have to shoot something that's not them next turn.
So
Okay.
I've already forgotten how to get rid of drawings.
I love, like, how not a team you guys are.
Well, I mean, we've only known each other for a day.
We've gone to school together for 2 years!
Oh, that's his only like gotten to know you.
He
guys
only
for a
remembers
day.
one day of it.
Yeah.
I've been in 3 of your classes!
So I kind of need some help
Yeah,
deleting
no,
these.
No, you just mean that we share English lit together.
Here we go. There we go. Clear drawings.
Thank you.
I wasn't in English lit. That's Allison. She has pink hair. Mine's lightish red. I was in algebra with you.
See, shows how memorable you are. Another pink-headed student that I don't remember.
Okay, look, we've made a deal. If I die on this turn, you get to cast. You get to have revenge. If I don't die on this turn, you have to go shoot something that isn't one of the 3 that I have.
Fine.
Fine.
I feel like all the
Fine.
like you see the expression of like the big monsters where it looks like their jaws kind of open. I feel that's like everyone's reaction right now. Like they're all just kind of looking over each other, their shoulders, like, what the hell's going on? And so, with that being said,
If Lightish does not die this turn, Pet will gain a new respect for Lightish.
oh my. And so this turn, these three
Small
here,
respect.
these three here kind of like face the situation, but like they're more like just kind of concerned that they're arguing. They were actually enjoying the hug.
I'm gonna go back to hugging them.
Let's see. Oh crap! What's that?
If they kill me, I'm gonna go out with open arms.
With arms wide open, and they are all but glad just to bring you back into the hug. Wait.
It's gonna be okay.
There we go. Okay. And then let's bring you to the front. That makes this a little easier. There we go. It's just hug central over here. And then Tucker's just pretty much just giving up at this point. He's like, I can't believe this. Like, what is wrong with these things? He shouts over to you though. He goes, "Don't think you're special or anything. That white stuff coming off them, that's radiation."
Yeah, well, you know what? That says a lot about you that I probably don't want to know.
Well, I didn't think about that sentence before I said it, so there.
It's okay. It's not the usual
Why we got
white
both.
stuff he's used to coming off.
By the way, this is most of our villains. A bunch of guys that just like throw shitty insults at each other, back and forth, and not understand one another. And then you have like the one actual bad person who's just watching it all happen. And so, so you said you had a reaction for when this big one attacked you, right?
Yeah.
So he will swing at you.
Okay. So my reaction is, I'm going to transform right here and now.
All right.
That's the first half of my reaction.
Alright.
So you spend a token.
The second half is, yes. Now I'm down to 6, unfortunately.
Hey, I'll confide in you and give you some tokens.
The second half of my reaction is, the halberd finally comes into play,
Oh, nice.
and I'm going to swing it upwards to stop his swing.
Nice!
Oh, okay. I will
I
say.
had that planned out since I engaged.
So now, is this a fighting technique? Is this a stumble upon unlikely perfect hit?
This is stumbling along. Oh god, no, that's too heavy turns. You know what? Yeah, why not? I can get more tokens.
It's definitely time to do it. I'll tell you that much. So this one swings its arm at you, and you slice its arm off at the shoulder,
Ooh.
and like it kind of like holds its shoulder and falls to its knees as like it bleeds. And which I really love that my description of when these things dies is actually kind of sad. Like they're horribly murdered every time. So it's
These
like,
enemies that actually have feelings.
so I will say that this one's actually still alive, but I don't think it has the will to fight right now. So if you can, I will say that this duel is officially over if you let it be, and that he is
I'm
done.
not gonna be Tex.
Yeah, he's like the horrible Tex that just murders everything and everybody in his way.
It's funny, the robot has has a better moral compass than Tex does.
Okay, so this one stomps over
And the robot was built by Nazis.
towards you guys. He kind of sees the hugging going on, and he's not really sure what it's going on. These
Somebody else
two,
need a hug?
these two Jubs are just kind of like jub, kind of talking about the
They're
general
having a
situation.
conversation.
Yeah, there's like jub. And this Jub kind of supports Tucker as he's like fighting Sarge. So you hear various like clings and clangs and gunshots going off. And then Tucker's kind of like, who puts an axe on a shotgun? Seriously.
Sarge does.
Alright, and then the tiny little tab here, he's just trying to live. That's pretty much his existence. He's trying to live. Lopez, it is your turn again. Well, it wasn't your turn before. It was the monster's turn, but you reacted. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, it was his turn to cut his arm off anyways.
Alright, so what do you wish to do?
How far is... That's... There we go. Okay, that's too far.
I am watching you.
I love how he keeps measuring how he can kill anything that just doesn't need to be killed.
I'm trying to figure out what I can do without getting too close to Caboose or O'Malley over there. Really, the only thing I can do is get over here. Because I don't want to kill the Diet Tab and I don't want to kill Big Guy. I'm not Tex.
I will
Can you
say
turn me
that
around?
Lopez has been the most productive, I think, in killing...
Wow, I totally took 3 of them.
Well, yeah, fair enough. If we're talking about, like, fighting-wise, though, Tex did kill...
I haven't had an opportunity to.
This is true. He's been
You tried
arguing...
to take out the ones I had already made docile.
He's decided that his time is better spent trying to kill innocent monsters.
I would also like to point out that the Jub that is currently hugging Tucker from behind is smearing like blood all over Tucker's back because he was shot.
Oh, that's right. He was shot in the nuts. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Wait. Wait. Oh, come on.
Oh, I just remembered exactly how the halberd was integrated with the grenade launcher. I can have fun with this. I can explosively pole vault if you turn me around.
Oh, shit. Come on. Too far. There we go. There. That poor monster. Tex is a horrible person.
Yeah. Anyways, I need you to turn me around for this part, but I just remembered how my halberd was integrated with a grenade launcher.
Okay.
I'm gonna have fun here. So Lopez is going to flip his halberd around so that the spike that isn't actually there, that was replaced with a grenade launcher, is pointed forwards. But he's holding it like a javelin.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to take a running start and do a pole vault over there to increase my movement range.
Okay, so
And
we're...
augmented with an explosive.
Oh, goodness. You just got the craziest maneuvers.
Yeah. I'm so glad I picked a grenade launcher. That's gonna put me about there, and that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. I will also note... Let's see, what does it say? You have a regular turn that well, it says try into it, so given this group, you can try, but it probably won't work. It says
but I should point out Lopez hates everyone.
Because it says try to bring people together with a wisecrack. So
I've been waiting for that, but Lopez is just kind of apathetic towards everyone, and he
Yeah.
especially hates Tex and Lightish.
And on top of it, since it says try to, it doesn't mean it even succeeds. So they can just ignore you. Alright, so you just land there. So you're just gonna be chilling there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here.
So, Lightish, what are you gonna do? Probably hug some
I'm
more?
sitting here with my halberd at the ready.
I'm gonna look at Tex and be like, Stella,
Tex don't care.
you promised Texas.
Tex is seriously contemplating whether or not this team truly needs
Oh my god.
But decides that they probably do.
Like, okay, so...
Lightish is the only reason we haven't killed each other. In the words of Griff, she's the hate glue.
Yeah, you're pretty much right. Like, Lightish pretty much literally held the team together just by being Lightish.
I don't think that one's a friendly though. I don't suppose I can offer you into the hug group, man.
This one doesn't seem as cuddly as you wished he was.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna work.
Alright, so do you just want to continue your cuddle huddle over there?
Can I minor action continue with cuddle huddle and ready to, that thing comes at my friends?
Wait, what was that?
I would like to continue the cuddle huddle unless I get attacked by this guy right here. In which case, then I am 2 health techs.
Okay, we can do that. And so it is Tex's turn. Let's see what else he tries to horribly maim.
So, Tex is going to utilize the fact that there is a sword on his sniper rifle to
Stab the first one.
No, I didn't mean to move my character there. Alright. So I'm going to run at this dude, and I am going to slide between his legs.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm going to be displaying a reckless fighting technique. And about halfway through, he's going to turn and slice at one of the dude's legs.
Oh, I thought it was going to be another situation here.
And
Alright, so
here.
are you also entering a duel?
Yes.
Okay. So his tension turns completely towards you. You slice his leg. I will agree to that. And I think maybe let's see. No. We'll say that it was pretty much, even though it was very risky, you came out pretty much unscathed on that one. Though that one's he's pretty much immobile, he can't really walk as fast
Yeah,
anymore.
because my intent was to cut his leg off, but it's whatever you.
Big legs.
He's a dragon lobster.
The only reason why I wouldn't want his leg to be cut off is because I just don't think risky fighting technique would be powerful enough. Just personally.
Right. Well, I mean, it's my only fighting technique.
Well, yeah. Well, you have other various, your heavy tokens and stuff. That
Well,
one I would
could
have.
fight
You're
another
also
with an impressive
untransformed
feat.
versus Lopez, who is fully transformed.
Yeah, there's only one person who's actually taking advantage of being fully transformed. Alright, so,
It's Lopez HENSHIN? Or
yeah,
not?
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, because
That's
it's still
why I
just a
have my
regular
help.
character model. That's why I was.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Man, 1 second. So you're up to purple there. I completely forgot that I have sprites for this.
I do, to be honest.
Alright, and then you're just -1 off that thing there. Oh, shit. 1 second. Delete. Alright. Awesome. Alright, so, Tex, that's the end of your turn, correct?
Yeah, can I HENSHIN this turn?
Sure.
Since I won't, yeah.
I will take your token away. Well, that doesn't even matter. I gotta swap out the damn sprite anyway. Alright, so... There we go. 2 Power
I
Rangers.
would also like to point out that by doing that, I did effectively draw its attention away from Lightish.
Well, yeah. Once you enter a duel with it, its attention is completely on you. But,
Yeah.
but all other enemies will leave you alone. It's just you and that monster fighting.
Yeah. I know. I was just saying that he did that to protect Lightish,
Yeah.
even though he doesn't particularly care for him. He's still on the team. So there you go.
Oh my god, Texas.
Lightish took note of your action.
Let me see this real quick. I will say that's actually kind of I will also say that you also used a regular turn to try to protect someone in need.
Yeah.
Alright, so we will move on to the enemy's turn. I think these two right here are just kind of watching at this point.
Two of them don't care, and the other two are just having a conversation.
Yeah.
They're taking bets on the fights.
Yeah. They've all gotten this big pool running to see who wins.
And so, and then you got the one diet tab. Just again, he's just trying to literally make a living. And we have continuing Tucker and the Jub fighting with Sarge. Not aware of Lopez's presence. I will say that specifically. These two Jubs are actually guarding, but they are kind of just chatting to each other. They're just not really.
They're waiting for you to get closer.
Yeah, like they don't really want to do
They're just
anything.
waiting to die.
Yeah, they don't. Oh crap! Sorry, my volume went down. Yeah, they're just kind of waiting. Like they're lazy. They don't really want to move forward. All right. And then I also will point out, which you guys probably know, obviously, is the two turrets by Caboose or O'Malley.
Yeah. Also the two in the lower corners.
Yeah.
Like those bottom four are still up.
Like, you guys have stayed out of those pretty well, so... And so this big guy here will actually... Let's see... Let me go through the various turns that have been used real quick. There's a heavy turn and a regular turn. Let's see. Offer an opportunity. Okay. Yeah, no, that really works. Oh, but you used a risking fight technique is a regular turn, right?
Yes.
Yes, you're right. Okay. This monster will attack you. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I can do with this.
Yeah, just play reckless fighting technique is a regular turn.
That goes against the little rule I set up, though, so no, I can't do that. Oh, I know what I can do. Okay. That doesn't really work either. Yeah, I'll say this one's leg hurts a lot, and he actually grabs onto you, but it's kind of in pain, so it's strong.
Don't get grabbed by the pincers.
It's a strong grip, like you're kind of, well, pincered, I guess. But it's
like being wrestled by a crab.
It's not going to kill you in this hold. It's just kind of struggling to hold on to you. And let's see. I think this Jub here kind of notices Lopez, but is kind of unaware. Like, he just now realized. Like,
well, he's 2 days from blood loss and
yeah.
everything.
In fact, wait. So like he's just standing there, and all of a sudden he's like, Jub.
He's lost a lot of nut blood.
Just, hello.
Like, he turns around, he's like, Jub.
Hi.
Alright, so now it's Lopez's turn.
How was your day?
But it's kind of slurred because he has, like, weakened from blood loss.
His eyes are, like, dilated and stuff. Like,
so,
why not? I feel bad for this one so bad.
Let's see.
Keep in mind that this guy over
That's
here
an
still
idea.
technically isn't dead either. He's slowly dying.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware. I'm leaving him to die of blood loss.
This guy is still bleeding out from nut blood too.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He was shot in the balls too, but he's probably dead by now. He's got a lot less blood than a Jub. At least I like to think
He's got a
so.
lot less Jub blood than Jubs in their Jubs.
Jub.
Alright, so
You shot the jump notes.
that's an idea. that I
He shot the
can do.
Jub in the Jubs.
Let's go with that.
Alright, so Lopez, what are you doing?
I'm thinking of it, and I think I'm taking another cue from Nora.
Oh,
Which
boy.
is probably not good for this Jub.
Poor Jub.
So, first things first, I'm gonna flip my halberd around so that, the thorn or spike, whatever they call it, on the, back of it is pointed upwards.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather, it's pointed towards me now instead. And I'm gonna take a little counterclockwise spin here, and augment it with the grenade, just shove the thorn into his chest.
So you're just stabbing it into his chest?
Yeah, I'm doing a really momentum-powered stab. Or an
So you
impalement,
swing at
rather.
him with your spike.
I will go
Right.
ahead and I'll use
Well,
that.
I mean, it's the thorn on the back.
Yeah, the spike is what it is.
Yeah, so I'll consider that your eccentric fighting technique. I want to say this guy's dead. I feel bad for him.
I just shoved that straight through his heart and splattered blood on Tucker.
Tucker's kind of like, no.
More blood on Tucker. Because his bag is already smeared with.
I would like to point out this
Blood.
here that I'm the one not murdering everybody.
Yeah, like Lightus is actually Lightus is
I feel
active.
better. I put that guy out of his misery.
Like Lightus is like actively not trying to hurt anything, which I think is actually very impressive.
Yeah, especially since Lightus is succeeding.
I've converted 3 of them to our side and pacified them.
Speaking of, we still need to go back to the cafeteria and kill those other 2.
If you kill them, I swear to God, you will both wake up dead.
I'm gonna kill them on the other. I'm gonna kill them on the way out.
You will wake up dead in the morning.
Joke's on you. I'm a robot.
What was it? It's like how do you wake
I
up dead?
download 800 megs of gay porn up onto your hard drive.
What is it? It's like how do you wake up dead? But if you die in your sleep, you become a zombie, and that's how you wake up dead in bed to begin with. It's like a really bad scary movie joke.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's a weird reference for Wake Up Dead.
alright, so let's see. It is Lightus' turn, which will probably just involve more hugging.
I'm gonna tell them to just kind of stay back. Because, you know, I see what Tex is doing. And I kind of admire him for it. Gotta help me out there.
So like they kind of nod to you like in understanding.
If you wanna participate, you can try to, you know, take down anyone who tries to hurt my friends over here. But most
I was gonna say you can try and kill Tex, but that's not gonna work.
you guys just go outside. Don't make sure you don't have to see me.
Go play with your brothers.
Go outside. Your brothers are coloring in the lunchroom. You know. Go color, yeah.
Are they leaving?
Yeah.
And since this thing's engaged in a battle, I'm like, part of me is like, do I want to yell out something dramatic, or do I just want to continue being the comic relief? Because I thought about it, and I'm actually one of the few people who would have a real beef with O'Malley.
This is true.
Oh yeah. Although you do not want to draw his attention, he has a minigun.
Like he's kidnapped
Pretty
your
far out of range here.
like he's kidnapped your dad, and he's
possessed
partially
my dad for years and traumatized him.
and then he's partially responsible for Simmons getting shot as well.
Yeah, so I'm like, I actually have a real reason to
Like-
call out O'Malley.
Like the only reason why Tex and Lopez are here is because they just don't really know what else to do. I think. Whereas
They have
like
nothing else to do on a Saturday.
Lightish like actually is upset about all this.
Well, keep in mind, I have a history with O'Malley that no one else would have had except for Tex, who doesn't care about his sister enough to really care about
Yeah.
O'Malley.
Well, he cares about his sister enough to kick church continuously. That's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, Tex and I have a claim against O'Malley here.
I don't, but it should be pointed out that I am a robot, and O'Malley can jump bodies.
Yeah, O'Malley can jump bodies. We're all sunk. So should I be dramatic? Should I call out O'Malley or not? Or should I continue being comic relief?
Let's see.
I mean, do you want to 1v1 the guy with a minigun?
I'm not gonna challenge him quite yet. I'm just gonna get his attention.
Well, you
Because you guys are already fighting the big monsters. I mean, what am I gonna do?
like you have a couple turns you can use if you want to get his attention. One's a light turn, one's a heavy turn.
I mean, I know. I kind of want to command his attention to me.
Huh?
But I'm gonna stay out of Uzi distance here.
All right, so what are you doing?
Hey, O'Malley, that's your name, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't know me, but I sure as hell know who you are.
You're right. I don't know you. Get out of my head.
That's supposed to be the other way around.
I'm not in your head, mate. My name is Lightish Red Dufresne, and I've got a bone to pick with you. And I'm gonna henshin.
Okay.
Woo!
So,
The music should just get more intense the more of us are henching.
alright, let's see here. That's way more tokens than you actually had. I think that's right. Wait, no,
Yeah.
and then you just transform so you lose one as well. There you go. And also, I think I will change music. I just gotta figure out which... Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. Where's it at?
And before Sabaton.
Where is it at? Where is it at? I gotta find the damn... There it is. Because I think we joked about this in another episode. I found the 8-bit version of it. I'm like, it's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right, you did. That was either episode 2 or 3.
I think that was 3.
There we go. Lightish has taken command of the fight so far.
And I'm gonna... I don't even know why I have this as a weapon. I'm gonna launch some exploding face spiders at the 2 turrets.
Oh, nice. So these 2 turrets...
The turrets don't have faces.
No, but they're still grenades.
Oh my, that might be the one weakness. Alright, the spider's
And I'm
kind
gonna turn to the 2 jubs in front of me and be like, you guys have 2 options right now. We can hug it out, or these
Or you can die.
I will say that the
This
face...
is between me and O'Malley.
I will say that the face spiders, like, kind of, like, wander around on the wall trying to find a face. But then they just eventually explode and disable the cameras anyway.
Thanks, Midas.
Alright, so, the 2 Jubs kind of look at each other and they kind of look back and forth like, Jub.
You can go upstairs and cuddle with your siblings, or you can die.
And Tucker's like, stop telling them what to do, they're my babies.
My vote is kill them.
He kind of, like, points over to one of the big
They're
ones, like,
adults, they can make their own choices.
Tucker kind of points to, like, one of the big ones, he's like, do you know how hard that is to birth that? It's not easy.
Honey, it always
Yeah, and I kind of killed one of them.
Because, yeah.
It's always, what are we having for dinner tonight? Do you know how hard labor? Yes, baby, I get it. Chill the fuck out.
And so the 2 Jubs actually, like, kind of walk up together and, like, take each other's hands, and they walk off.
Aww.
That's good. Go color with your siblings.
Ignore the fact they just phased through half of us.
And then these 2 just kind of, like... These 2 kind of just, like, chill back. They're like, there's no point in getting involved in this.
They're just
still
leaning back
taking
against
bets
the
on
wall.
fights.
You guys can go color with your siblings too.
They're taking bets on the fights.
The little diet tab's kind of looking around the corner, scared.
Ooh.
Of course he's measuring to her if he can kill it or not.
Oh no, don't worry, I can do that for you.
And we're going to get rid of the turrets so we know that they're gone. Alright, so...
Oh, I have a thing I want to do with that little diet tab.
So let's see here. Oh god, I don't even want to
I've
know.
got my own
Okay,
thing that I
so
want to do
fight.
with it.
See, so you henshin, that's a heavy turn.
I've got some fanfics I can answer that question for you, love, but
Let's see here.
I can't move that far.
Okay, so with that being said, you used a heavy turn. Let me. Okay. O'Malley kind of like takes a step forward. He has his minigun, chain gun, like kind of aimed towards you guys. But he's like, well, you have 2 options. I don't know what voice to go with from this. I was going with the dumb caboose voice, but that I can't say anything when I use that voice.
I have 2 options.
It's like, so you got
Just
two
hold your
options.
nose.
It's like let's see what I'm trying to say here.
Die or die.
That's a pretty good argument, actually.
Yeah. That sounds like an O'Malley thing.
It does.
That actually like fits like really good. I really hate that I didn't think about it. Like he kind of points the chain gun like in your guys' direction. He's like, it's like I don't know
Please
why
don't
you're.
point that at us.
I don't know why you're risking your life for this loser.
I'm not really. It's more of just he's there at the time, and I already have a beef with you.
Oh,
But I mean,
well, this is kind of weird. I thought like you guys were coming for him. I thought he meant something to you guys. This has kind of been a waste of time.
we don't even know his name.
Yeah, no, we
He's
gotta
just
beat him up.
My tray.
And like the
Do you
guy,
know his-
the guy kind of like is starting to like stir awake, and he's like, "Who said Trey?"
He has
Oh my
traumatic.
god,
He
guys!
has PTSD about the trays.
It's like-
I think that's what his name should be, is Trey.
Yeah, his name's Trey, obviously.
He's like, "No, it's not."
It is now.
And Sarge's like, "Don't worry, son. We'll get you out of here."
We'll get you out of here, Justin.
And it's like, oh, wait. So do you guys like him?
We don't really know him that well, actually. We beat him up one time, though.
Well,
Well,
Lucas
actually-
doesn't really care if he
Actually-
lives or dies.
Actually, Tex beat him up.
Tex beat him up. I either threw a tray at him or someone else. I don't remember.
And
You threw the tray at him that I then used to beat him
Oh
up.
yeah. First I beamed him with the tray, and then you started beating him up with it.
and I demanded attention and cried.
Yeah.
Now Tucker over here, he's kind of gotten like fed up with just watching the situation. He's like, fine, you guys just gonna kill my babies and just act like nothing's happening. Fine, you're just gonna ignore me. Fine, be that way. Fine.
Bye. Lucas just waves to him as he leaves.
I sent his babies upstairs to go color.
Well, yeah, like,
I
just
kind of murdered half of them, and the whole plan was to distract him from Sarge, which I did excellently.
Tex and Lopez murdered a
Yeah.
couple of.
They
A couple
did, but
hundred.
I didn't-
like Tucker's pretty much a presence in the entire thing. Is like he shows up, tries to do something, kind of
Watches
doesn't.
all of his babies die.
Yeah, it doesn't go well. All of his babies die, and then eventually he just runs away, and that's pretty much been the theme so far.
Or gets blown up in the process.
All right, so we're going to move to Tex's turn, and what do you wish to do, sir? By the way, that monster is still alive behind you, and he's got
Yes,
you,
I know.
and he's grabbing you.
So I think I'm gonna gain a token.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna frighten another with an impressive feat.
Oh my!
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna
Sure, what's gonna
Right.
happen?
O'Malley. So he's got me in his
Oh, no.
clutches. I assume at eye level, right?
Oh no.
Oh,
You know what?
God.
We will
I
say
feel like I know what's about to happen.
we will say yes.
Tex, with both hands, grabs a hold of the
Oh,
alien's
no.
horns
Oh
and
god.
tears them off,
Oh god, it's Doom all over again.
and then jabs it into the alien's eye sockets.
It's Doom all over again.
Okay, I'm gonna say that it does not frighten O'Malley, but it definitely frightens these two to where they run the fuck out of there. And there's like
Hello, brothers.
there's like a yellow trail behind them.
Aw.
Uh,
Come
the,
on, guys, at least use self-cleaning armor.
the diet tab over here kind of gets back in the corner to hide.
It's
And
okay, I got a plan for you later. Mr.
actually, no,
Hat.
he walks over here, covers himself in blood, and goes over here.
and plays dead.
Yeah, like he's not here anymore. All right, so we're gonna move on to the enemy's turn.
And before I end my turn, I then dip my hand in blood again and freshen up the skull paint on my mask.
You gotta make sure it's only fresh blood. Replenish it once every hour.
Just Henshin, his armor might have self-put.
Yeah, like, I feel like every time he like henshins, it's like clean again, and he just has to do that every time.
Yes.
Get it refunded.
Okay, so let's see
And
here.
then I am my turn. So this one is really dead.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to wait. So, where is it at? Okay, so you all are transformed. Though it doesn't even say you have to transform to be honest to do a lot of your squad stuff. Well, at least the first one.
I say we hold off on the squad turn for at least one more turn because I have a plan for that diet tab.
Well, actually, I have
a plan for him too.
I'm going to activate the turn you guys had when the squad confronts danger to follow their principle, which is to kill the blues and mostly Griff. All of you gain a token.
Who still hasn't shown up yet.
Yay, we get a token.
We're either gonna find him raiding the kitchens. We're either gonna find him raiding the kitchen stuff in Red Base, or he's gonna be stuck in a vent.
Alright, so it's enemy's turn. O'Malley just kind of is looking at us like, we'll take over Red Base. We'll take over this entire base. It'll just be Blue Base. And we'll all have Outback Steakhouses in our own rooms. What did you say?
I like that part of the plan where we all get our own Outback Steakhouses.
And it's like, except for you. He points specifically to Lightish.
Yes.
He goes, look, Outback Steakhouses are for cool people. You talk...
You are the reason my dad is so fucked up.
He's like...
One of the dads. The other dad is fucked up because of church, which really I should have been more angry about earlier. Anyway.
And so he aims the minigun towards Lightish and Sarge. Sarge leaps out of the way, and you can use a turn to take cover, I suppose.
Yeah, I have a regular turn to take cover.
Alright, so move where you want to be at and get out of the way. Alright, and basically it's just like just like a bunch of like bullet holes appearing all over the place. Actually, wait, I actually do have bullet holes.
Conveniently, you have a lot of them grouped up in one tile. Those are going towards me.
One second, I'm trying... Okay, there we go. Wait, so... there we go. There you go. Bunch of bullets there. And so, our friend here is actually kind of like crawling on the ground towards O'Malley as well. And so...
Please realize he has a rocket launcher next to him.
It is Lopez's turn.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna steal Texas Thunder here. I'm going to roll away from the bullets over back here, so I'm essentially just standing on this guy's severed arm. And, I'm gonna launch a grenade at the diet tab.
Aww.
I love how, like, nobody's letting Tex get anything he wants.
He wanted to murder something I already pacified.
Yeah, see, Tex had his fun.
By himself.
I mean, in all fairness...
I was going to do a DBCA skit. I was going to ask him what he was doing. Thwart my plans. Are you? No.
What are you doing? Thwart my plans? Thwart your plans?
Are you?
Are you?
You know what? Yes!
Alright, so...
Either that or, I need an adult.
I am an adult. No, you are not.
Yeah. And then swift knee to the stomach.
Alright, so, it is Lightish's turn.
Well, I mean, if Tex wants to, like, murder some things, that's Tex's business. I'm kind of here facing down O'Malley. I have to.
Well, I got no choice but to face down.
I love how, like, for once, Lightish, like, has priorities.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, just like whatever.
Well, O'Malley's my priority now.
I'm gonna
I mean,
I'm gonna keep out of the way where Tex would still get a good shot. Hey, you don't get away with just fucking up people like that, you know?
That's not what your mom said last night.
I don't have a mom.
Oh, damn it, that's right.
I told you you'd know who I was when you heard my last name, which no one in our entire group ever knew, even though it was probably said in class a few times. Anyway, I'm gonna launch some face spiders at him because I see what our little buddy in the back is doing.
Okay, so like O'Malley kind
I'm
of
gonna
like,
keep distracting O'Malley.
so like O'Malley kind of tries to roll out of the way as these fight spiders try to like latch onto him, and he's like knocking them
You're gonna
away.
take what you did to my dad.
And let's see, that was a regular turn. Yeah, it was a regular turn. He's like, I didn't spend any money on your dad.
No, but you will be spending money on the facial reconstruction surgeries you're gonna get after I beat the shit out of you.
Alright, so we're going to move over to
Sometimes
Tex.
a hug won't solve the situation.
Yeah. We're going to move on to Tex.
alright. Let's see here. What can Tets do?
Oh, that's right, and this guy is way dead.
What are you doing, girl?
Let's see.
My cat is like slamming himself against the wall.
He's trying to find that secret passageway like in video games. You try all the walls.
He thinks he's playing Dark Souls.
He just made the sound when you guys said that.
He's like, yeah, they're right.
And he went.
He's just like, yeah, that's correct.
So, let's see what's Tets going to do. Alright, so I think Tets is going to take advantage of O'Malley's moment of distraction.
You're welcome.
And
If there's one thing I can do, it's talk.
he's going to run, charge behind O'Malley, and
Or stand inside of him.
Don't forget those turns.
oh shoot!
Oh, I took them out. Never mind.
Yeah, you already took him out. So he's going to take advantage of his distraction to come in behind him and swing with his sword in an intent to either not necessarily kill him, because you know that he won't kill him, but wound him maybe.
So is this a reckless fighting technique?
Yeah.
Okay. So you dash behind O'Malley and you swipe at him with a sword. And he does his best to block it. You do manage to get his arm, and he kind of like stumbles back. He's like, ah. And we're gonna say it's enemy's turn now. O'Malley actually like grabs Tex. Grabs his. I guess like he does that thing where like you kind of like wrap your arm around them, so that you kind of like lock their arm up, and like is getting ready to punch Tex in the face. Our little friend here.
Okay.
Let's see, what are we gonna do here? I'm trying.
Come on, Timothy.
He actually pulls out a combat knife running this way, and he stabs Tex in the stomach. This is
Nice.
Revenge!
this is 100% intentional.
Okay, I am using a heavy token, or I'm using a token to use a heavy turn to shake off a beating like it's nothing.
Okay.
I like how he just suddenly wants revenge
So-
for what Tex has done. I'm afraid to go near him now because I feel
when
betrayed.
he goes to stab me in the stomach, I guess I put my hand down and stop the blade.
Okay.
You catch it between your fingers.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you do that, and he like kind of like kicks you like against the wall, and kind of like
Oh my god, was this guy blue the whole time?
and regains his stability. 1 second. We'll move you guys over there for a second. He kind of smirks at you. He's like, "Please, it was too easy."
Oh my god.
So wait, was the very first thing we did beat up a spy?
Is that
Is this Griff? Is he Griff?
1 second. Got her. Do the reveal here.
ready?
All right.
Yeah, that or it's Connie.
I hope it's Griff.
Oh.
He actually
Griff!
he like wipes his, like the color out of his hair and pulls off a mask to reveal. Even though the appendages were very real, those were real. Those were 100% real. He actually did need that.
Yeah.
And
So the very first thing we did was beat up Griff.
Stars would be so proud of us.
Yeah.
If you
Darn
were
just
only
standing
here.
right there.
Sarge, we found Griff.
and so he kind of like smirks and he like let's see what's he trying to do. He actually like pulls a gun on O'Malley as well.
Oh.
And he is like, okay.
I mean, you can shoot O'Malley. I'm okay with it.
There
Oh
we
no,
go.
there's a person in there. Fuck, I have to care.
And he's
Oh, I got
like-
myself shot. Hold on.
and he's like kind of like pointing at you guys like, with the gun, trying to keep you guys back. He's like, okay, like the red base is doomed. You know, you morons. You guys treat me like shit all this time. I ended up running away to blue base. And, well, I mean, the blue base, other than the Outback Steakhouse, it really sucks. I mean, everything's falling apart. But I had to survive here, and there's a bunch of alien... You know, never mind. I hate all of you.
Okay, first of all, I didn't do shit to you.
He points the gun, he's like, I'm not talking to you!
Trey,
He's like,
calm down.
and then he points the gun, and he's like, I'm not talking to you either! Like, he's just kind of like really, like, bug-eyed. And,
Wait, Trey.
my name's Griff, you dick!
Griff, you dick.
No!
Okay, no. What's wrong? No.
Poor Griff.
What did I personally do to you?
You can actually hear, like, one of the dummies sigh. Like, just from the conversation alone. And, he's like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to take over this entire base. None of you are going to stop me.
General
Like,
Griff,
I
you
really
dick.
don't think we care about what happens.
Don't you guys live here?
No, we live in a red base.
No.
I mean, the bases are... Okay.
Well, personally, I actually live in an Outback Steakhouse.
The bases are connected, you idiots.
Yeah, I know that, but we don't run them simultaneously. Like, you could take over the blue base, and the red base would be pretty unaffected.
No. I'm taking over the whole thing.
You can't take over the whole thing. There's two separate buildings.
Yeah, you'd have to be at two places at once.
There's a whole lot of...
You guys
Really,
have...
only
they
one
only take over,
person.
like, one room without an army.
You guys have, like, a hell of an argument, too.
Yeah, they've got a point.
And
How
see,
are you gonna do that, huh? You can't. Are you gonna gene splicing? That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna split himself in two and run the two bases.
Okay,
at
so,
the same time.
we're going to move on
We get
to Lopez's turn. Because now
All
we're going to...
I can do is just move up here. I'm just gonna move up. Wait, where's my room? There it is.
And, like,
There.
even O'Malley's kind of, like, taking a step back. He's not really sure what's going on now.
Anyway, so I've just I've just sprinted over here and slid to a stop with my halberd launcher pointed at him. Oh god, that's a thought. Halberd launcher. I accidentally created a new nightmare.
Careful, he's got pecs.
And so we're going to say it is Lightish's turn next.
Wait, Griff. You don't want to do this, mate.
Is that the
They
turn?
have a bitch in your back steakhouse to be sure, but you don't want to do this.
It's like the next
Gene
Outback
splicing doesn't
Steakhouse.
really work out well.
I've got something I need you to answer for me. What secret pain do you carry? Congratulations, man, you can't do shit on your turn. You want to hug it out?
Let's see, let me think. Oh no. I actually wasn't expecting it to be a character I was controlling. Let's see, secret pain that he carries. He's like,
I'm gonna attempt to hug it out.
he kind of like looks to you and he's like, I actually don't like Outback Steakhouse.
Mate, it's okay. Everyone's different. Not all of us are Aussies.
How could you not like Outback? They have good bloomin' onions. I mean, what's wrong with you? Good steaks?
Alright, so now it is Tex's turn.
Okay. So, Tex is going to take advantage of the momentary distraction.
You're welcome.
By the way, I would like to
That's all
point
I
out
do
that, oh wait, do I have his knife that he tried to stab me with?
No,
Since I caught it in my hand.
Yeah.
I guess you will, because he knocked you away and everything, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, you cut the knife and then he kind of kicked
I'm
you
gonna display a reckless fighting technique to try to slit O'Malley's throat.
No, there's a
Well,
person
he's
in there!
trying
out.
to-
Boost.
I love how it's like, oh, I'll just kill him now.
I like how we are trying our best to kill all of the plot important
See.
characters.
I am actually
Let's
going to
see.
yell out, like, no, there's a person in there.
Alright, so I'm going to use one of my turns, which is,
I'm kind of preoccupied by trying to hug Griff, but I am going to yell out for Caboose's safety.
and it's going to be put someone else in a compromising position. So he actually, like, deflects the knife, and, like,
Am I gonna get grabbed? Oh.
he actually like, twists your arm around to where, like, the knife's, like, pointing towards your throat now, but you're both, like, kind of struggling. So now you're both kind of, like, busy with each other.
Meanwhile, me and Sarge just standing here.
And so, it is... Well, it's Griff's turn, but he can't really do anything, because he's too busy kind of going over his secret, worry.
I'm hugging him.
He's just like, I don't think bloomin' onions are all that good.
I mean, Mike.
Their cheese fries are really good, but their bloomin' onions, I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be different, man. It's okay.
And so, and then, Caboose and Tex just kind of continue to struggle with the knife. At this point, though, well, not Caboose, O'Malley is actually kind of looking back towards Griff like he's, like, not exactly happy with this situation going on. It is Lopez's turn now.
Poor Sarge. Sarge hasn't done anything. Tucker, and that's about it.
Well, what do you expect? It's Sarge. And plus,
Yeah.
and plus,
The fact that Griff has been in red base the whole time.
I'll be
Anyway, so I'm gonna move over here and can turn me around.
and I'll be completely honest. I actually kind of forgot Sarge was there.
Look, Sarge is obviously in shock that Griff is still alive.
Yeah, like I think he's actually like under his mask. There's just wide eyes and an open mouth.
Anyway, so I'm just sort of sneaking up behind Griff. And I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder here. Let me just
With
make
a grenade.
sure I got this right.
So you tap him on the shoulder, so he kind of,
Yes, so he starts turning towards me.
yeah.
And as soon as he does, I'm gonna do the same thing here and throw a punch at him. I'm gonna haymaker him, and in the process, I'm going to say Gesundteufel. I literally just told him to go to hell.
So he kind of like stumbles like over here and like hits the corner.
Why are we speaking communist?
And he's like, "You bastard!" And now he's got like his gun, kind of like he's got it trained on Lopez, but he's kind of like going between, like pointing it
Go
at
on, try
Lightish,
it.
like pointing it
Try
at
and shoot me, I
Lightish,
dare you.
and pointing at Lopez at the same. He's like very frantically with it. And now it is Lightish's turn.
Alright.
Punch him in the face.
I can't believe I'm gonna do this. But I'm gonna just show a soft spot for the wrong person at the wrong time, and I'm gonna tackle O'Malley and get him away from Tech and be like, I know you're still in there, Caboose!
And so like you're like you pull him off of Tex, and they all kind of like stumble this way. Yeah.
I'm gonna do the lightish tackle someone to the ground in the most homosexual way possible.
Wait, so
Alternatively, just gonna go fly over there for a moment.
wait, of course, like this, like always is this. Wait, nope, no, not that way, not that way. No, wait, we'll go with that. We'll just stick with that.
That's good enough. The other two were pretty funny.
By the way, that should give me a token.
Oh, you're right. All right, so now it's Tex's turn.
Tex, I'd really
Okay.
deal with Griff more. He's about to shoot Lopez. I've got this.
Smash him into the wall.
Alright, so knife in hand. I'm going to charge at Griff. But about halfway, I'm going to throw the knife at Griff.
Okay.
Knowing that it might not hit, but using it as a distraction, I'm going to go in and sweep his leg and go for a gut shot.
Gotcha. I will use my own turn of using someone's power against them, and he deflects the knife, and it like flies into Lopez's leg, and he leaps out of the way of the kick,
Alright, well, congratulations.
and kind of moves this way, and I'll also put someone into a compromising position by holding Lopez hostage. So Griff is like kind of like dragging Lopez behind him now.
Hmm.
1 second. Let me.
Hey, did you know that turret is still active?
I know, I'm waiting for that.
Oh shit.
Lopez, how do you feel about a gunshot wound in the shoulder?
Don't think Lopez.
I'd prefer not to have to deal with repairs.
Let's see. Well,
It was bad enough trying to fix a chip that I can't see.
all right. So, I guess it's Lopez's turn now.
Engaging Robo Headbutt mode. I need to do a backwards headbutt to get him off me.
All right. So he kind of like stumbles
Hey,
back.
can we,
And then while
I
he's stumbling
have a
backwards, I'm gonna
question.
turn around and point the Howard launcher.
So he's like against the glass window here.
And the turret should be moving towards him now at this point.
Well, okay. These turrets are a little different. These only go towards enemies.
Oh.
So since he's a good guy, since the turret sees him as a good guy, he is fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's why like a bunch of like the tabs that were in the range of it weren't dead immediately.
I was gonna ask if we could do like tandem turns. You know, like he causes a distraction, headbutting Griff in the head, and then
Mhm.
like I take advantage and pop a shot at
Mm.
Griff with my sniper rifle.
You know, why not?
Because you know, I was looking, I was right in line of sight of Griff and Lopez,
That is fine. You can do that. I mean, I'll let you even move.
because he
There you go.
was right there.
Yeah, but I really didn't want to have to go through repairs. It's bad enough with a knife in my leg.
So I guess the way we could describe it is like Lopez gives Tex kind of a subtle nod, and then headbutts Griff,
Mm-hmm.
and then ducks.
No, the
And then
headbutt is the nod.
Lopez pops a shot.
God headbutt.
All right, so you shoot at him.
Yeah,
It goes like. Let's see what I'm gonna say here. I want to say it takes part of his ear off.
Ooh.
And he like stumbles back and like it goes through the glass and he actually falls through the window.
Oh, I was gonna tackle him out the window if he didn't.
And
I was
so
really hoping he'd stay there so I could tackle him to end the episode.
and so with that being said, Griff has. Well, I don't know. Is he alive? I don't know.
more than likely.
I don't think we've gone up any stairs except for the ones downstairs.
And so with all of that being done, let's stop that music. It's Aces High. No. Wrong music. Wrong music for that.
Say, that's perfect for lightish.
Wrong music for that particular point in time. Let's see. Fuck. What can I use? It's like, it's not enough things. I need music for this. Fine, you know, we'll just go back to like our Pacific Rim like stuff. There we go. I'm gonna use the 8-bit version. Alright, so O'Malley kind of like, with that being said, I'm gonna say that this battle is actually over. O'Malley kind of like kicks Lightish off of him. He's just like,
Caboose! Come on, man!
and he kind of like stumbles over, and it's kind of worrisome. He's actually holding his head a little bit. Let's see.
I'm gonna try to help him.
And with that being said, he eventually like tosses the mask off.
Yeah.
And his expression doesn't look as grim as it did before.
Can I untransform to check on him? Because I feel like running at him in a full suit of armor.
Wait.
I was just gonna walk over as my suit disappeared.
Like, wait, what now?
I'm gonna untransform to go check on him, so I'm not running at a stranger in a full suit of armor.
Gotcha. Does everyone want to unhenshin?
Yeah, I'm just gonna start walking over while mine disappears.
Okay, so I will grab your
Ted's
guys.
kind of hangs his head in sadness, knowing that next time he'll have to repaint his skull onto his mask.
Oh, you're not sad about that. That just
But then suddenly becomes happy at the fact of killing more enemies.
I like how you placed another sword down.
I knew like something was gonna be said immediately after I did it too.
That's why swords disappear and relocate in the other position.
Alright, let's see. Delete Lightish there. You have one less heart. And then you're actually just only one down from where you were before, Lopez.
Yeah.
Alright, there you go. Horizontal, there we go. Okay. Alright, so continuing on.
Are you okay?
He kind of like shakes his head a little bit, and he's not. Oh my goodness!
I'm trying to help him up. I'm not trying to do anything.
Like she's like just kind of like creepily scooting over, is what it seems like.
No, I was trying to run over and help him up because remember I'm the only one here who had any medical.
Yeah, so he kind of like stands up.
Ted's gets in position to pull Lightish off should he get too clingy.
And so he kind of like shakes his head a little bit, kind of like dizzy. He's like, "What's going on?"
What's your name?
I think we beat the evil out of you.
I'm Michael J. Caboose.
Oh, okay, guys. I think your valley's gone.
Yeah, I think we beat the evil out of him.
Yeah, we beat the evil out of him. That's how O'Malley works. But
And it's like, I don't know.
where did O'Malley go?
Yeah.
I'm immediately just gonna turn and look at Lopez.
Hey, if I start goose-stepping, that's a good sign.
Sarge's like, Lightish, that's a little racist.
You know,
I mean, I'm just saying.
Tex raises his gun and points it at Lopez, expecting an evil robot to take over.
If I start giving out speeches in German and start goose-stepping, that's when you know something's up.
Actually, I was about to say, if you give it down speeches in German, mate, it's about the same as usual. I think we would overlook it.
It's not German, it's Spanish.
Man, I don't know the difference. All those Russian languages.
Alright, so,
I like how it's appropriately distant sounding.
there we go. So, like, Doc and Segata actually show up as well now.
You just left Simmons?
It's like, no, we left him with, Church.
He's a bad guy, Dad.
Hey,
And
that's,
he's unconscious.
that depends on
Ruptured
perspective, honey.
testicles.
I should point out, Church is probably in no condition to do anything to him.
Yeah, he has ruptured testicles, a fractured skull, brain damage.
Several broken arms.
Like Doc's like, it's like, honey, I'm a pacifist, so there are no bad guys.
No, you're a pussy fist.
Wait, I'm not my dad like that.
And,
No. That's what he calls himself in the show, as a pussy fist.
I know.
he kind of like looks around, noticing like all of the gore. He's like, "Oh my!"
I didn't do it, Dad. I hugged it out like you taught me.
That is a lot of barbecue sauce.
Is
Was
it-
there a
I can-
party in here I didn't know about?
He's like, I can tell that this was Dr. Texas doing it, wasn't it? So much medical procedures going on in this room.
Especially this guy. He had a severe migraine. It
It's like-
required 2 aspirins to the eyes.
I was like, I noticed, I saw that. Like that's amazing. Like, oh my goodness.
He is healed.
Well,
I think
one second, guys.
the other one's bled out. On a side note, Doc, it's time to admit you have a past with natural-born lust for murder.
All right. Sorry about that, guys.
No, season, what was that? 12?
All right.
No, season 11.
All right. So,
Tired.
So Caboose is Caboose now. We have revealed that our one person we never really knew their name of was actually Griff in disguise.
The very first thing we did was eat up Griffin. We didn't even know it.
Yeah, like when you
I'm just
guys
so proud of you
when you guys said that, I was like, is it that obvious? Because I'd actually
Ted feels a sense of accomplishment for having beaten the shit out of Griff at the start of all of this.
This is what happened though. When I was creating the image for the character I called Dark, he was just supposed to be the guy you guys beat up for no reason. Then I decided to just make him Griff in the middle of it as well. Alright, so I think we will conclude this episode, I think. Yeah, since it is
Nice.
getting late, and plus we just had a big reveal in the plot line.
Yeah.
So I think we will play the outro sequence, and then we will call it a night. So, here we go. Ah, I love that outro. Alright. So, did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like,
We're
I,
ever a Ranger game where we don't have fun though.
like
Yeah.
I only planned this to possibly be an hour long, and it went well over that.
And as usual, we doubled it.
Yeah, but that was great. I'm glad you guys liked the Griff twist.
I loved it.
Ah.